What's going on, everybody? And we are live, and I am joined tonight to watch this classic 80s slasher directed by Bill Heinzman, written and produced by John Russo, the dynamic duo themselves. Joined tonight by the one and only SynthAddict. What's going on, man?
Hey everybody, how's it going? Good to be here.
So, tonight we're going to watch The Majorettes, 1987. Like I said, it was written based off of a novel by John Russo, um, adapted to film, directed by Bill Heinzman. It's chock full of Romero usuals. The I think Russ Striner's in it. I have never seen it. Like this is going to be cold for me. This is the first time seeing it for me. Synth, I know you said you've seen it once, I believe.
So I've definitely read about it. I knew about it in the 80s. Most likely I've seen it because I've seen just about every horrible slasher movie ever made back then. So not only worked in a video store for many years, but I was a video store junkie going to all the mom and pops and getting
Mm.
all the crazy stuff, including getting into the Italian stuff. And so, yeah, the 80s was chock full of craziness for sure. So,
Yeah, this was filmed in '86, I believe. Released in I think it was originally released in '86 overseas, and then mostly throughout the rest of the country '87. Just from a little bit that I've researched on it. Um, but yeah, I'm sticking with '87 on this one. But this is I think this is pre Flesh Eater for Bill Heinzman, if I remember correctly. Have you seen
so
Flesh Eater? I'm sure you've seen Flesh Eater,
oh
right?
yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, it was entertaining. It's not, it's not a great movie, but it's definitely entertaining. But I have a couple tidbits, just a teaser about this, including one of the articles I read about. That's how I at least knew about the movie, if not have actually
Mm-hmm.
seen it. So I can show. I have a digital copy of the article I can show during the stream. And there's some funny
Okay.
comments in there. You may want to read some of it out loud because from what I remember from the thing, apparently they were going to release it earlier. It was an earlier idea, and I think Russo was going to take credit for slashers. So we'll see. So, among
That's not
other things,
surprising. That's not
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
shocking.
Right, right.
Um, well, let's see. Who all we got in here? Let's check the chat here real quick. We got Ed's in the house. What's up, Ed? Says hi. Must admit, I've never seen this. No, I haven't either, man. This is the first one for me. This is one I've been meaning to see. I actually just heard about it for the first time maybe 3 or 4 years ago. It was on one of Michael Felsher's um, like live auctions that he does every now and then on Facebook. One of like the big items that he was selling was um, I guess like one of the original artwork pieces for one of the posters for the Majorettes, and I was like, "What is that?" And I saw Larry was bidding on it real high, and I was like, "Oh, what is this? I gotta look at it." And it's like, "Oh yeah, this is John Russo, Bill Heinzman." I'm like, "Holy shit, I've never heard of this." I've never been
Yeah.
able to track it down until I've just found it by happenstance on YouTube. And if you guys want to watch along at home, I did put the link to the movie down in the description of this video, so you can watch along if you dare. I don't know, this could be it's about an hour and a half long, so I don't know. This could be a rough one. If it's you
It's
never
not
know.
a season of the witch cut. It's not.
I fucking hope not. But
Yeah. Right.
it's like I told you. It's like I don't know. Like I said, this is first for me. I don't know if anything's been cut or what. But the version that we are watching tonight is on YouTube, and the link is down in the description below. So if you want to watch along, Ed, feel free, my man. Um, let's see. We also got Bonnie Bailey in the house. What's up, Bonnie? Didn't miss this one tonight. Appreciate you as always, Bonnie. Mr. Matt Landrum's in the house. Hey, guys and gals. What's up, Matt? Bonnie saying ditto. Big watched it on Tubi. Okay, so you watched it on Tubi today. Okay, so you're already ahead of us. So you'll at least have a reference point of what the hell we're talking about as we're watching it. What's up, Dirk?
Hey,
Subjective
Dirk.
Perspective Collectives in the house. What's up, Dirk? Um, actually won the Beyond contest last night for the new 4K of the Beyond.
Hmm.
So I'm pretty pumped and excited about getting that. I think it was the night before last, but very very cool. Thanks again, man. I appreciate you doing the giveaway, and it was pretty cool of you to do. So I appreciate it, my man. And I'm planning on sending you something a little something back too. So keep an eye out on that. But good to have you in here, man. Steven Ustrack Jr., what's going on, man? The man who coined the name of The fucking bathing suit zombie in Dawn of the Dead has the Cannonball King of Monroeville, which you actually added on to that story in one of the comments on
I
the
did, yeah,
live
yeah,
stream, and now it's almost expanded into its own universe, and we almost have a
yeah.
full length prequel that we could produce if possible. Um,
I
so if you
tried to account
haven't,
for his whereabouts and everything else, so you know.
yeah, and you do a really good job of bringing the story all full circle.
Yeah.
It has a very poetic ending, and I was like, this is there's something here. There's something here. We got to get some.
Until he does his
We
final
got to get
belly
some
flop.
funding.
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
uh, let's see. Matt's saying I love that Beyond Set Killer stuff. Yeah, I mean it's pretty awesome, and I think Dirk included the eyeball too, so I'll have the eyeball as well. I don't know what I'll do with it, but I'll have it by God. Um, Ed's saying I'm gonna do an artwork for the Cannonball King. I'll be sure to tag you in it. Yeah, please do. I'll look forward to that. I'm telling you, I'm gonna make some T-shirts. We're gonna make this movie happen. We're gonna start a GoFundMe to fund this thing. Or I'm gonna see if Brandon Salisbury wants to direct it. Like we'll get it together, and we're gonna have the biggest. It's gonna be a hell of a Dawn of the Dead prequel that the one that nobody ever saw coming and didn't know they needed until they got it. Um, but very cool. But what all have you been up to, man? I know you're still planning on making the trek to Pittsburgh this year for Living Dead weekend.
Yeah, that's why I missed the last couple of shows. I've been working like a fool trying to just make up some money to go because money's a little tight this year. It was not great last year, but it's a little tighter this year for various reasons. So I just want to make sure I can make it. I've already bought the uh, the tour just to make sure that didn't get sold out. But unfortunately, I didn't have the money the week that they sold out the VIP. So I hope, as he promised, he will post another link to add more VIPs. I really want to go to that because
Yeah,
I have the money now. So
I remember Kevin on the Facebook group posted saying that all the VIPs had sold out and that he was gonna
no.
possibly release some more. And I never heard anything back from that,
If
but
it's the last thing, I hope it really does because I'd love to go to that, and it might be the last hurrah. So it'd be a shame to
yeah.
miss that. So
Yeah, I'm doing it for the first time this year, so I'm looking forward to that. But they also just and I was going to mention this on the last stream, but I completely slipped my mind. But they've actually announced that they're doing a screening of Night of the Living Dead that Friday night
mm,
at the theater there with
cool.
cast intro and everything like that. And then there's going to be
Wait,
an
is it
after
the 30th
party.
anniversary?
I hope so. What other version is there, Synth?
And the guys who played the priest is going to be there. Good. Yeah.
I wish he would. Like, I would love to have him there. Like, I would totally go up and have him sign something. Like, just for the fucking shits and
Well, he did
giggles
the
of it.
music for it too, right? Didn't he do the music
Yeah,
for the? Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So
I don't know. Um, but yeah, so they're doing that Friday night, and then after that on Friday, there's gonna be another like after party, kind of like they did last year, and there's gonna a special screening going on there. So I'm not sure what that is. I'm
yeah.
thinking it possibly Day of the Dead. They'll
Okay.
screen on that because that's more kind of like a party atmosphere. I don't know for sure or anything, but that would be my guess if nothing else.
Yeah, I did go to that. They had it was Creep Show, wasn't it? Wasn't the Creep Show the extra one last time?
Creepshow 2, wasn't it?
Creep Show 2, that
Was
was
it
it. Yeah,
Creepshow
right.
2? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't make it to that one last year
They had
either,
the
but
uh they had the Knight Rider's thrones you could sit in and take pictures
yeah.
with them. Yeah.
I think they're still there in that same storefront. Or if Kevin still has the lease on that storefront, I know that um, time was running out on that.
Oh, right.
But so
Place there
that'd be
sounded like a
cool.
Chinese restaurant because the so,
Yeah, I think it was like an
uh,
old Abercrombie and Fitch or something like that.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I know he mentioned the VIPs, and then I also talked to Larry today actually, and he or it was today or yesterday, and he mentioned that the tours, the Friday and Saturday tours, have already sold out, and Sunday was very close to selling out. So, um, but he did mention there may be talks of adding another tour on Saturday, which I'm like, dude, you better like hydrate and just like you're gonna be wore the fuck out. You're literally gonna be a zombie walking around that place by the time the event's over.
Oh,
So
yeah.
yeah, that's good news. I mean, the VIPs have sold out. I'm expecting a pretty big turnout because I think a lot of people are just kind of nervous, about like, oh, this is it? Like, this is the last chance to see them all. Like,
Yeah.
so I think it's gonna be a pretty happening event. So looking forward to it.
Yeah,
Um,
I specifically held off on buying a ticket because I wanted to see if the VIP thing shows up.
Right.
But so we'll see what
Well,
happens.
Matt's saying here. Matt says I think more VIPs already went up briefly. Not sure if it was all or not. Hope
Well,
more
he was
go up
supposed to
for
tell
you.
us. I mean, he said he gave email address to send, and I sent an email address. I never heard anything back, so I still have to email him directly.
It didn't go to your spam or anything, did it?
No, I didn't. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's a bum. If it's a bummer if he already did it and I missed it, that really sucks.
Maybe we'll try to sneak in.
Yeah, there you go. Get the back door for me, and I'll sneak in like the movie theater.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
We'll figure a way. Um, but all right, you ready to get this movie started? I'm kind of
sounds good.
itching to dig in here. Let me see if I can. Window. There we go. Let's tile that way. I'm trying to organize my screens here. This is gonna work. You're very tiny on my screen, so I can hear
That's
you
fine.
fine though.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. All right, I think we're good. So, like I said, guys, if you guys want to watch along, or if you just want to watch the movie, if you've never seen the movie and you want to watch it after the fact, link to it is down in the description below. Check it out, and hopefully it's intact and it's not some weird funky ass cut. But you never know, as I've learned the hard way.
So, by the seat of our
Uh,
pants here.
but we'll see. Like I said, I've never seen it before, so I don't have anything to gauge it against. So I don't know if it's worth the shit or not.
Well, just looking at the quick, video, just to make sure it was the right one, I went forward just a tidbit, and it has all the visual quality of one of these kind of movies. So it has a Russo stamp on it. So
The Russo stamp
yeah,
of quality
disapproval.
and approval.
Yeah,
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 the quality of disapproval.
yeah.
Uh, let's see, Dirk says, "Gotta go, y'all. We'll check the replay. Have a good one, and try not to
See,
get
Dirk.
no bar fights without bail money. We'll try, sir. We'll try. But hey, when you're watching our John Russo special, you never know what the night brings. So, but
He's
good to
getting
see
out
you,
while
my
the
man.
getting's good. So
He's like, well, the movie's starting. I'm out.
he's like,
Matt
what time is
says,
it? Oh, jeez, I don't know.
yeah, Russo, you say? Matt says still on the fence about the Night of Living Dead screening. Let me know if y'all are going. I'm thinking about it just for the simple. I'm kind of curious about what they're gonna do at the after party after the fact. Like I said, they'll probably screen. I'm thinking Day of the Dead. It could be something completely different. I'm just speculating. But yeah, I'll definitely let you know, Matt. I don't know. I don't know. I don't. Do you think that's in any kind of jeopardy of selling out?
Well, it's a normal sized movie theater, so the Night of the
Mm-hmm.
Creeps was definitely sold out when I went to one last year. In fact, I'm glad I went to that because that was really fun. Tom Atkins is on fire for that one. So
Oh well, yeah, I bet that is. I mean,
yeah, they
Tom
had a
Atkins is
casting.
all. He's always on fire.
Yeah, there was
He's
casting
always
before
on.
and a casting after, and it was really a lot of fun. So
Well, they said it's gonna be cast interest. So I'm guessing pretty much everybody that's gonna be there, Night of Living Dead wise, is gonna be there doing the introduction of the film and stuff.
yeah,
So,
that would
so
be
that'd
cool.
be
Just so you have them all in
pretty
one
cool.
place. That's pretty good. Yeah.
And I just saw they announced Ken Peters today too is going to be there. I've never met him. I've always wanted to meet him just for I'm such a big fan of his part in Season of the Witch, where he's like et cetera, and you ought to really try it. I love that scene, that whole opening scene there, and his part in that is awesome. So
Been a
I'm
while since I've
looking
seen
forward to
that. I
finally
don't
meeting
remember
him.
that scene. I'll have to go watch it now. But yeah, if you want to see the night what it looked like last year, I shot some Night of the Creeps footage when I was there, among all the millions of things I shot. So I have a short stint of that, and then a shot going to the after party where they had the
Mm.
screening and the thrones and all that stuff. So
I'm sure you're planning on doing some more stuff this year.
oh yeah, definitely. And I'm going to go to a few places that I missed or just didn't have time to last time.
Where did you
So
miss last year?
just for fun. I mean, the wampum thing is so close. I was just going to drive around the outside and get some footage of that so
I
people
think
can
that's
see what it
pretty
looks
much
like.
as the most you can do with that.
Yeah, and I was gonna go to. I'll go back to Braddock, with my bulletproof vest
There you go.
and shoot some the house stuff I missed because I didn't know where
hmm
I forgot to write those down. They weren't on the map.
I'm
So
thinking, have you been to the the house in Martin where he's breaking in and they chase him, all around the house with Levitsky. And
No, no, that'd be
have you
cool
been to
too.
that house yet?
I've
I'm
not. Yeah.
thinking about going this year because I've been a couple of times, but I've never actually like
Where is that
gone.
one?
It's I can never remember the neighborhood of the area. It's real close to Monroeville. Like it's
Okay.
not very far at all. I'm thinking about going back this year and actually knocking on the door to see if anybody's there because I'd love to. I would
Okay.
just be love to just see like the inside of that house and see what it looks like
Oh
because
yeah.
the architecture of it is so
Yeah, it's an interesting
crazy
house.
that
Oh,
yeah, I'd love
and
to see what
also
it looks
the
like now.
Larry's thing he did recently with Sean of Night of the Living Dead stuff. A lot of those I've never seen. The actual roads.
Oh yeah,
So it'd be
yeah.
fun to go shoot those
I
too.
had neither
You know.
until last year, so Will would be the
Yeah.
one to do that because Will was the one that took me all those spots and was like, okay, this is where the first shot was, and then this. So I was like, oh
Yeah.
okay, like because I'd never done it before, so um,
Yeah.
but yeah, so there's
When I was at the cemetery doing a live, and I said, "Oh yeah, I forgot to take snapshots of the angles." So I had to can't I had to stop the live, say I'll be right back. I had to go watch the thing on my iPad for a few minutes, find all
yeah.
the different shots, and then go back and start another live to get those angles of the tombstones and stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
it was funny.
Yeah, I'll definitely try to make a trip back to Evans City while we're there too. Just it just feels wrong not to, just to go visit the cemetery for a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Um, Matt says Ken Peters, etc., etc. First thing I thought of when I saw this, I mean that's it's classic. I know he played a zombie or a ghoul in Night of the Living Dead, and he was also the guy on the TV. And there's always Vanilla, but like for me, like Ken Peters in fucking Season of the Witch, it's like that's just the best. I love him in that. But he's also I mean he's in the dream, but he's also like a real character. I can't think what his actual character's name is, but he's the one that's doing like the whatever that game is called. Where you say a name like, "Oh, give me a noun," and then it makes I forget what the fuck it's called, but anybody in the chat
Hmm.
wants to correct me. Um, so Steven says it's still on Tubi. Okay, so Majorettes is on Tubi as well. So if you want to check it out on Tubi, you're more than welcome to do that as well. So I don't
Yeah. The
I don't
problem with Tubi
I
is you
don't
get
watch a
ads. I
yeah
hate
I
the
don't watch a
ads.
whole lot of
So
Tubi just because the ads drive me nuts.
and I have YouTube
Um,
Premium, so I get no ads on YouTube. So
yeah, same here. Uh, Matt says Lee Carr mentioned something to me about being able to see some of the mines through a back entrance to the Wampum mines. Haven't tried to see myself. That's interesting.
mm,
Interesting.
I'll keep that in mind. In mind.
But I kind of feel like that's one of those places that the cops will show up real quick, like if you're caught trespassing or anything, because who knows what all they're storing down in those
Oh
mines.
no, I wouldn't obviously sneak around like Adam the Woo used to do, and he got busted a lot. I
Yeah,
would basically do it with permission, you know. So
yeah. Trespass with permission. There you go.
yes, exactly.
All right, guys, let's get it queued up. I'm going to give you guys the countdown. 3, 2, 1. Press play now on now. We'll hit the play button and we will watch the 1987 American slasher classic written by John Russo, directed by Bill Heinzman, The Majorettes. So, you ready, Synth?
Oh yeah, always ready.
All right, here we go. And 3, 2, 1. Press play now. And classic R rating.
Oh yeah. Yeah, in our trailers, they always had a red banner
Mm-hmm.
back in the '70s.
Yeah. It just looked cool. Like it was like danger, It's like red, code red. Don't watch this.
Yeah, and G
So it
was
made it seem
green,
more.
R was
Yeah.
blue, G was green, and yeah, R was yeah, PG was green. Yeah, was it?
Mm-hmm. Now this music was done by my favorite, Paul McCullough, of course.
Ah, there we go.
But I think it may work a little better with this because it's an '80s slasher.
Yeah,
I just can't the Night '90 soundtrack. I don't
no.
know. It doesn't fit.
Well, my problem is just because I know all the presets and I go, okay, he used this keyboard for that, this keyboard for that. It just didn't, it got on my nerves a little bit.
Right. Based on the novel by John Russo. There we go. So what is a majorette? Is that like
It's
what
more
we
of an
used to call
East
color
Coast
guard?
thing. We didn't have that out here. We had
We didn't
cheerleaders,
either.
flag girls, and something else.
We just had cheerleaders, dance team, color
Yeah.
guard. Um, I never knew what a majorette was, but it looks like they're strippers in training, according to this movie.
Basically. Yeah. It's like another movie called Going All the Way, is a classic 80s sex teen comedy.
Uh-huh.
And with the aerobics class is like super graphic.
Well, they're supposed to be in high school here, so this is
That's why it makes it
really
creepier.
something.
Yeah. Hey, gurgly.
Yeah, which I really like. I like Flesh Eater. Say what you want about the movie itself, but the effects in Flesh Eater are fantastic that he does.
Yeah.
So curious to see what he does here.
Nice synchronization there.
Yeah,
That's a cut, cut, cut. Start over.
go the other way. Paul McCullough, director of photography too. Man was
So
busy on this one.
from what you've seen so far of Heinzman's stuff, do you think they ever did many takes? Probably not, right?
No,
Yeah.
no, I don't think they
It's
had
like
the
Roger
money
Corman
to.
kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Russo's always talked about that. Just kind of like he would love to have more takes, and a lot of the stuff he would shoot would get ruined in one way or another. So a lot of the shit that ended up in the film was the bad takes. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not familiar with J.C. Ross. I've never heard that name before
No.
as an executive producer.
It might be one of those just keep my name anonymous slightly. So
Yeah, it does sound kind of like a fake name. I don't know.
yeah, right.
J.C. Ross. I think that girl was cross-eyed, wasn't she?
It's got that cheesy kind of hip hop clapping beats.
And who said white people can't dance? Look at this.
Exactly. Wow.
It's just a bunch of whites whiting.
Yeah. Now this was during the time of that magazine, right?
This is probably a little bit before Scream
The
Queens.
Scream Queen. Yeah. Yeah.
I think that was early '90s, maybe late '80s.
Okay.
This does kind of the photographer, and it
Yeah.
is very much
Santa Claus.
yeah, very Santa Claus-ish.
Oh, she's flirting with the cameraman. Isn't that cute?
This goes on forever.
That yeah. It's like it's
That's why you're
prurient and it's
asking about
filler at the
Scream
same
Queen.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it feels like one of those scenes in Santa Claus. It goes on forever, but just
Yeah.
it's like advertisement for Scream
Just
Queens
for
magazine.
TNA. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, Bonnie's got it right. It's cringe.
Yeah.
Major cringe. Even for a guy, this is cringe. Sorry.
That's a good suggestion there, Ed. Bring security to mine some food, they'll let you in. I'm sure they'd appreciate it. Camel toe on parade.
Wow.
Steven's digging the movie so far. So yeah, I guess they're trying to already kind of, which is obviously is like the most obvious red herring ever to make the creepy
Yeah.
janitor the first suspect.
Kind of like you ever see Student Bodies? It's kind of like that, with the all the
Mm.
whodunit kind of stuff.
Okay, so this is
It's Scream Queen's ready. There you go. So,
yeah. So we know that this has not been edited for YouTube. So I think we got a full uncut version of this movie to watch here. So all right.
oh, she looked at the camera. That's not right. cut,
Well,
cut, cut.
isn't Who cares? Let's keep moving.
Yeah.
It's like that scene in Ed Wood. You've seen Ed Wood, right?
Oh yeah, it's great. Ed Wood's
He's
amazing.
like, cut. Let's move on. What's perfect? He's like, but he hit the wall, and the wall moved. He's like, yeah, he would face that problem every day. It's like, who's to say you can't look at the camera? Pretend the camera's not there. You would look in that direction, right?
Yeah, it's one of Johnny Depp's best roles ever. So it's
Yeah, I love
yeah.
Ed Wood. So okay, I feel a little bit of like an Argento vibe here with the if you want to call it that.
It's like blow up, like De Palma's blow up. Remember that?
Right, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I did blow out. It's Antonioni's blow up was what it was. But what? Oh, come on. Wait a minute. That needs another take for sure.
That face, just
Oh,
the pan up to the face was flawless.
it's like a joke take that they left in there.
You're probably right, Ed. Said they must have seen Break In and Crush Groove when they came up with this dancing scene. I'm sure they did. Matt says went ahead and got the Night of the Living Dead tickets. Very cool. Okay, don't think I could pass it up, especially with the cast present. Yeah, I mean I'm on the fence still, but like I'll probably lean more towards go ahead and doing it. You know, but it's like I've seen Night of the Living Dead so many times on the big screen that it's just like But it's Night of the Living Dead with the cast present. It may be the last time you get a chance to do something like that. So they're not. None of us are getting any younger, but definitely not
That's
them.
right.
Is that Tony Booba's mom?
Oh, I don't think I've seen her.
I remember she was in like some documentary or something, and she was talking about cooking for the cast and stuff. That's who it looks like. I think that may be. I
Hmm.
don't know why she would be in this, but she looks familiar.
She looks disinterested. It's like, all right, get the scene over with. I got to eat. For It's a bad German accent.
Yeah, you can already tell she's the villain. Hey, what's up, Jeff? Down is ups in the house. What's up, man? Say, hey, Michael, Sid, everyone in the chat. Now back to our feature presentation. Absolutely. That's right. Boobs to Mrs. Booba. Boobs to Booba. That'd be a good
Yeah.
name for this. Which the alternate title of this was One by One, I think.
Oh, really? I don't remember
I
that.
think as an alternate title in some countries, but
I mean, so far this nurse is the best actress. So by far, even with the bad accent, she's the best actress.
she the old lady kind of looks like Scorsese's mom in
Yeah,
Goodfellas.
for sure. Yeah.
He got the dog here looking this way, the dog looking that way, and he's like, "Hey, what do you want from me?"
So for those playing along, that the
What's
score
up,
that's
Rob?
pretty much all Kurzweil 250 or Kurzweil 1000 Rompler sound sets. So if you ever watch Friday the 13th, the series, that keyboard's all over that show.
Mm. You could probably start a like a Paul McCullough cover band at this point. You pretty much got the setup figured
I
out.
have a bunch of old Kurzweil stuff behind me, so yeah, it's I have all the sounds.
That's what you should do. Start a Paul McCullough cover band.
Wow,
Smooth,
goodness.
kid. Smooth.
Yeah, this is I like the alternate takes have different crickets. You notice that? Like they
Yeah.
didn't check the sound on this thing.
Yeah, I don't think they did the sound at
No,
Skywalker or anything.
it's as they change camera angles, you get different crickets.
It's like well, yeah, I'm pretty sure they shot this on video or film, but I
It's a
remember
film. Yeah.
when I'd make movies back in the day, like I just use a video camera. You'd get that effect on different angles because sounds different. So,
Yeah.
Jeff, timestamp right now we are. Let's see, I'm about 12 minutes 7 seconds in.
You can
So
tell by the
12.
sound quality, it's definitely not MOS, mint out sound. It's definitely done on location audio, and then they probably just
Oh
did
yeah,
ADR as they needed to. So the sound isn't great.
I can't believe that kid sealed the deal. Nah, never mind. I spoke too soon.
Wow. He's too easy. Isn't she too easy for
Yeah,
giving up that easily?
yeah, really. Ah,
Hmm.
so she's knocked up, and she's gonna blame it on the poor nerd.
Uh, Now, is this guy even wearing a mask? Because that's the sound of a mask.
This took a real turn.
Oh, here's some exposition for you. Mace Jackson, the dope pusher?
The dope head.
Is that a candy striper outfit or just a striped shirt?
She looks like a sailor.
Oh boy.
I'm sorry, but if a bitch was just about to try to get me to, frame me for the birth of her child or whatever, like,
Yeah.
I don't care
She,
about your problems,
oh,
lady. Get out of my car.
there's that's from the burning right there.
Oh yeah, that wasn't a bad shot actually. That's kind of
It's like
cool.
part burning, part Madman Mars.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, sorry, Timmy.
Uh,
He was having a rough. His night went from like
now he's,
great to bad to
is this guy the missing
bad as it could
link?
be.
What kind of noises are those? It's a. They definitely did the Savini blood bladder trick for the knife cut. That was a very cheap effect.
Mm.
And they made it too dark.
Yeah, you can see they didn't invest too much in lighting on this either.
What kind of sound effect was that?
It's like he
Was,
hit
was that a stab sound? What the hell
he
was that?
hit the hood of a car or something.
Oh my goodness.
It's a nod to Christine, perhaps, when Arnie gets rejected by the girl to drive in. Possibly. I wouldn't put anything past this crew. They're probably like, "Hey, it worked in that movie. Let's put it in this."
Exactly, yeah. I don't get the caveman sounds. That doesn't make sense.
Well, we don't know who the killer is yet. Maybe it is a caveman sound.
It's
Oh,
mankind,
Babton.
right? Is it mankind is the killer?
Yeah. Hey, Russ Strider.
Oh, there we go.
That was a hell of a baptism he did there. He held her under the water for a good 5 seconds.
Is that his daughter, you think?
That's probably
That was just
it's
her
probably
own.
Heidi Heinzman, I would guess.
Yeah, yeah.
Usually, if there's a child in these movies, it's usually Heidi.
They're really into it. Amen. Mm.
It's like we gotta get to lunch. Come on, let's get on with it. Oh, this just looks like the Wicker Man or something.
Yeah. I have that sound. That's a crow sample from a sound effects library.
Uh oh.
Yeah,
What?
yeah. But you have John Amplis do a cameo as a cop again. So that
Poor guy got typecast after midnight. No, I don't think John was in this. I didn't see his name, but he may. You never know. Oh snap!
that was a little bit of an abrupt cut there.
Yeah, that's a man's man right there.
Well, I was going to say, as Mr. Science Theater would say, we don't need to see his whole area there. So he's like sprawling. Yeah.
You gotta air it out a little bit. You
Not for the camera, though.
know. Yeah, right, Steven. At least she won't have to tell her parents now. That's true. All her problems were solved in a split second there. Good point.
I don't think his flute music works here. That's not.
Yeah, this is a little weird, a little off-putting. But you can tell by the dialogue, this sounds like something John Russo wrote.
Yeah. Stilted, to say the
Yeah,
least.
but
Yeah.
like very like Russo's trying to like he has a point of view that he wants to get
Mm.
across, but he
Right.
doesn't.
The
I don't know.
author's
It's like
message. Yeah.
yeah, it's very very straight ahead.
It's like a poor man's John Schneider. Is it?
I was gonna
Where's
say John
Where's
Holmes.
John Holmes? Yeah. Wow. So much feeling when he said that too.
Yeah, I hate to
I hate
tell
to
you
have
this, honey,
I
but
hate to have to deliver this line so poorly, but they've been
Tommy.
murdered. And now it's this kind of funky like
It's yeah,
music. It's
it's like '80s action
yeah,
Chuck Norris type of thing.
yeah. The tone is all wrong.
I will say, like some of the camera movements and some of the camera work in this isn't too bad, so I'll give Paul McCullough credit on that. It does look all right. It doesn't look like
Yeah, I mean,
not
but there's so
terrible.
many years of movies to copy. It's you know,
I mean, it's not groundbreaking or anything, but
yeah.
at least it's in focus. Just
That's
kind
a
of
very low bar. That's a
yeah, it's kind of what you hope
yeah.
for with some of these movies. It beats the hell out of Santa Claus.
That guy's just the worst at delivering lines. Period.
He is like this may be one of the worst
I mean,
actors I've ever seen.
maybe they like his look, but have him say less.
He kind of has that vibe of like a guy that only did porn and then like got a
Yeah,
job. Like I'm gonna
that
do
woman did
a
too. The one
legitimate
next to him.
acting. Yeah,
Yeah, the bed scene looked like a porn scene.
I'm working legitimate now. Yeah, they always said The hardest thing to simulate in a film is football. It's the hardest sport to
Well,
portray in film.
they're at least making it look that way. So on the bed scene, he was probably saying like, "What? No money shot? Oh, sorry."
This is how I usually sprawl out on the bed here. I'm just gonna spread a little bit here. Like, all right, go ahead.
man sprawl. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we're getting some more majorette action here, I guess.
Finally getting some majorette stuff. Yeah. We're how long did it? 30, 22 minutes in the movie? Get some majorettes finally. So far, this is the best music.
Yeah, this ain't bad. I don't think I've seen that one, Steven. Eddie Macon's Run. Cool old movie. I don't think I've seen that one.
I did. I don't remember it, but I've seen it.
Hmm. It's saying that's why I love Joe Zito's work on The Prowler and Friday Part 4. He shot those movies and moved the cameras like they were real movies. Yeah. Joseph Zito's a kind of one of those underrated 80s horror directors, I think.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't get talked about a whole lot. I mean, not that he should be in the same categories as like, Romero,
No.
Carpenter or anything like that, but in terms of that style of film and at that time period, I mean, he was
Well, look at Horser Gordon Lewis.
pretty
He was
good.
doing girly, nudie movies, and then moved into early gore movies. So
Mm-hmm. She looks happy.
yeah. Well, remember it's only one take, so she didn't have to do that much work. So, okay, some of those women are
Right,
too
Bonnie?
old to be. They look. I think they brought in extra people that were older. They didn't
Yeah,
look
that's what I
high
was gonna
school at
say. That
all.
what that one woman looked to be
Yeah,
at
someone's
least in her
mom.
40s.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
someone's mom there.
Maybe she was replacing poor Nicole. Who
Yeah,
just got whacked. Uh-oh. Got the hoodlums.
it's Lenny and Squiggy.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I gotta
Wow.
say, this dude's doing an okay job of playing a mentally incapacitated person or whatever
Well,
you want to call
you
him.
know what they said in Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, you don't go you don't go full retard, right?
That's right. The guy on the left is poor man's James Remar. So
Yeah. Hey, $83 in 1987 wasn't
yeah,
bad.
yeah.
Maybe not now, but
Did you hear that sound effect? Again, their sound effects are terrible in this movie. Wow.
I like the Confederate soldier. What was
It's yeah,
that?
leather and just
He had a Confederate soldier's hat and then the Confederate flags on the vest. That's how you know he's the bad guy. See, John Schneider and Kirk Douglas, also very young. Okay, so Eddie Mackins. Okay, yeah, I don't guess I've seen that one before. What? I can't see what that says, but it sounds like punk music. I'm just gonna say punk music. We're going with punk music. Yeah, he does look like a young Steve Buscemi, doesn't he? Ed? The Confederate hat.
wow. So
What?
inspired.
Yeah, what more to say? Wow. You know, when you watch these films, and not to pile on Heinzman or Russo or any of them, but it does
Oh, go ahead. Pile on.
really,
Pile on. Yeah.
it does really shed a spotlight on how good George was in terms of like
Oh,
getting the
sure.
most out of these actors. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
local theater actors, really, a lot of them never really worked on film before.
Well, you guarantee they didn't pay these people much, if anything. So,
Right. It was an opportunity, you know.
yeah, it's like friends and family, and just come on and read whatever lines you want. So,
Yeah. But that's the thing, like George would make it look so easy. He'd be like, "Oh yeah, he's not even an actor. He's like perfectly fine." But like when I would try to make a movie when I was younger and I would try to get cousins and friends to act,
oh, it's hard. Yeah.
it would look more like
Yeah.
this, you know.
It's very hard. Yeah. You
Yeah.
need, I'd like to see Mark Borchart's version of the Majorettes.
I could totally see that too.
Yeah.
I think he would be a perfect choice to remake it. I'm not sure. Guessing this was around the Pittsburgh area, but I'm not sure about
All the
where
location
specifically
audio
these
is
were all
just
shot.
noisy as hell. It's just terrible.
Yeah.
And they're trying to make the background music sound like diegetic music, but it's clearly added in post.
Yeah. So
Wow.
far, the best actor in this movie has been Russ Striner, I think. Doesn't it feel
Oh
like in these
man.
movies, like a lot of the dialogue is there because it's expected there should be dialogue in movies, you know? So they
Well,
just talk. It doesn't really go anywhere, you know, it's just
um,
dialogue for dialogue's sake to eat up minutes.
this is where movies like Scream are kind of groundbreaking because Kevin Williamson actually gave a shit about how people talk and actually listened
Mm-hmm.
to young people and wrote fairly convincing dialogue. This is
Right.
just like an old man's version of what young people say. It's terrible, you know.
It's John Russo's version of what teenagers
Oh,
talk like.
it's just unbelievable.
It's saying Wikipedia saying principal photography occurring at Cornell High School in the Pittsburgh suburb of Coraopolis. I think that's how it's pronounced. With additional filming at the Fox Chapel Yacht Club. Okay, very cool. Thank you for that, Ed. Coraopolis. That's where that one location for Season of the Witch is that I visited,
Oh,
and
really?
it's a restaurant now, but it's from the
Okay.
beginning of the film. You see her walking through on the dog leash and stuff. Um, so I've been there before.
It
There's
looks
not
more
much
old
there.
timey. It's like an old timey location.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Right. Like Tudor style.
yeah. Jeff sounds like the village people, pretty much. They get lost on their way to the Blue Oyster.
Oh, here's the bad ADR. You can tell it's read in the studio.
Yeah, yeah. This was recorded in a bathroom, probably.
Yeah. He's like, honey, no shower for now. We got to record some dialogue.
Or in a car or something. You know.
Yeah. It's definitely a room. You can hear the ambiance. It's like a
Yeah,
mild reverb.
they're not outside. Yeah.
Just next line, next line.
Okay.
Okay. Look at that angle.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it doesn't look that bad.
And this is a total lift of Halloween here. This whole theme.
Yeah. Well, the whole this whole scene kind of reminded me of Halloween when the
Yeah,
girls are walking home from school.
exactly. Yeah.
Kind of had that vibe because I just like I told you before just watched that here recently.
Oh, that's
What was
right.
it
Yeah.
yesterday with my daughter? So that was the first time I'd actually sat and watched Halloween all the way through in quite a while.
So now you're feeling really sad. You want to watch Halloween again?
Yeah, I really understand why that movie was such a success. The more
Exactly.
as this goes on, I'm like, yes, John Carpenter, what a genius.
Yeah. Now, if you had a puff of smoke in somewhere in here, it'd add a little extra to it.
I'm actually surprised we haven't seen a boom mic or. I
Yeah.
mean, we saw that one girl look at the camera earlier, but terrifying. This
I don't
house
think
looks familiar. Is this the house from Midnight?
I think it's the one from. Oh, I thought it was the one from the one we are just talking about, the zombie one. What's the Heinzman zombie one?
Oh, Flesh Eater? It might
Flesh
be,
Eater. Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
The hallway kind of reminded me of Midnight.
Oh, here we go. More gratuitous.
The gratuitous Rick Springfield poster on the door there.
Yeah. Yeah. Working class dog.
Right. Springfield also did the Hulk Hogan theme. I am a real. Isn't that Springfield?
He
Rick
did?
Springfield? Yeah, I
Oh
think
my
so.
goodness. I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah. I am a real. I'm pretty sure that's Rick Springfield. Let me look it up real quick before,
Oh,
before I
here we
get caught
go.
up. See, that's not a bad shot.
It's all right. But the glinting
Kind of
knife, like
cool.
endlessly glinting, doesn't really. What is that all about?
Yeah, it's kind of going on a little too
Is he
long
going to
in
be
this.
staring at the knife, or is he going to stare at her? Is he going to?
Yeah, what are we doing here? It was a cool shot, 15 seconds ago.
You just picture me. Okay, slower, slower. No. Oh wait, sorry. Back to the
Okay, there we
movie.
go. It's in Rick Derringer. Rick Derringer did Hulk Hogan.
Derringer.
That's
There you
right.
go. Yeah,
Derringer. That's right. That's right. Thank you, Ed.
that sounds more correct because I think by then he wasn't doing any music,
Yeah,
and he was a soap actor for a while too. Rick Springfield.
that's right. I forgot about that. What's up, John? John Bulo in house. Absolute masterwork from the man that pretty much did
Hey,
everything
John.
on Night. The parallels
Yeah,
are obvious. That's what we were just saying. It's like, you watch
it's
this and you
uncanny.
can
Yeah,
tell,
it's
yeah.
just yeah.
You can tell where the brains behind that were.
It's like George. What did he do? You know? And again, the music doesn't match the scene. It's like, what is this? It's like Paul's got some extra music. Let's fit it somewhere.
It kind of sounds like the score for Tenebrae, the theme for
Which
Tenebrae or
it's just
something.
it's more like you would have it during an action sequence, like somebody's being chased or followed or something,
Well,
and
that's what I
not
was
just
thinking. I was like,
creeping
reading the
around.
comment. I was like, did I miss? Did she turn on a boombox or something before? You like, is this supposed to be music
she's
from the boombox?
she's got a drum machine playing in the other room. She forgot to turn it off, so that she's got the very cheap Sony drum machine.
Yeah.
And again, I like the timbres he's using, but I don't like the mix of the timbres. It's just kind of cacophony, atonal kind of.
Yeah.
Doesn't really work. Like Carpenter kept it simple in Halloween, mostly piano, a little bit of synth, and
Yeah, I
then
think
Alan
that's
Howarth came along and changed everything, and it was still amazing, right? So
right. But I think that's where Paul McCullough goes wrong on a lot of his stuff. It should be a
he
little more
needs
simpler. He does it
he
kind of
needs
goes a
some
little too far.
other ears to listen before he publishes.
Yeah.
Needs a check.
Yeah, he needs somebody to just tell him like, maybe ease up on that a little bit, buddy. I don't think so.
Now he's wearing fatigues.
Yeah, the camouflage is making me think that it's the Confederate Army guy who's the killer.
That'd be fun. It's the fake porn guy with the curly hair.
What happened to that guy? We haven't seen him in like 15, 20 minutes.
That's right out of the
Oh,
Prowler. This is the Prowler right here. They
it's
just copied
very
all these movies. Total. That's total Prowler right there. That exact scene. I wonder if Tom Savini saw this.
it's a good question. I'll have to ask him. What are your thoughts on the Majorettes?
Click.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
He just hangs up.
Okay, I've never read that. Wiki cites the book Pittsburgh Film History on the set in the Steel City as their source of info. Hmm, I have to look that up. I've never even heard of that. Oh, I know that voice.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's really bad ADR. Just no emotion whatsoever. There he is.
There's the man himself.
Wow.
Russo's like, yeah, whatever.
It's
I gotta go.
unbelievable. This is my only cameo. I got to get the hell out of here.
I gotta get the fuck out.
He can't do
Wow.
something fun like the Silence of the Lambs guy who's really creepy, the coroner.
Yeah, yeah,
It's just like no affect delivery, just
yeah. Just
so dull.
I'm here to say these lines and I'm out. I
That's
gotta go.
exactly how he talked to me when I asked him about Midnight at the LDW. I kind of forgot all about those movies. So,
Which I it's totally believable
no, I
because I
get
feel
it, but I
like
mean, but it's
like
literally the same delivery he just gave in this movie.
that's just how John Russo talks.
I
Any interview or anything I've ever heard from John,
I know,
like
but he's
he's
supposed
just
to act.
very.
You're on camera.
So who's Mace
He
Jackson?
must
Have
be
we
the
met
killer.
him
They
yet?
haven't shown him yet, and they keep talking about him. I bet he's the killer.
There's Bill Heinzman. His
Again,
cameo.
just not into it. Yeah,
Yeah, he's just there.
bad posture, just standing there. I mean, he made this movie. He let that go. His acting's terrible, also.
It's, Jack Lambert.
Got a snake.
This is a classy joint. It's saying, I wonder if we hear the music raw, non-movie mix, it would be different. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this
Yeah,
has an official soundtrack out there anywhere. Damn, that actually looked like it hurt.
but the sound effects are terrible.
It's very quiet, but I think maybe that's what added to it.
I don't know what's going on here.
It's just a super silent chair shot there.
This guy. This is the
Is
main
that
heavy.
is that supposed to be Mace Jackson,
Oh, that might be him.
the dope pusher? Yep.
Yeah. He's the poor man's Colin Farrell.
He does kind of look like Colin Farrell, doesn't he? Or he looks like a Wilder Valderrama or something like
Yeah.
that.
That too, yeah. I was hoping that guy was going to drink out of the pitcher.
This one's for you. This one's for you. See, I don't think Mace Jackson's the killer.
No, he's
Total
not.
red
He's a little
herring.
guy. The other
He's
guy's taller.
yeah. Steve Buscemi.
Wow. He's terrible too.
It's just
Way too much exposition. It's
yeah.
just
There's it. Yeah, they're just. It's way too much.
it's lazy filmmaking. It's just
Like I said, it feels very Russo. Good or
lazy
bad? I
filmmaking.
mean,
Yeah.
but you know,
The
I gotta
the
say,
veil's
like,
not working there.
John. At least Russo stuff, like, there's some. To me, there's some kind of charm to it. Like, it's total B movie. Like, I
Well,
don't
it's
know.
sleaze for sure. I mean, it's almost
Yeah,
always sleaze.
but like that was the whole. Like George kind of took it a different direction, but that was the whole reason for them doing Night of the Living Dead to begin with, is because it was the easiest type of film to make money off of and exploit, was cult horror, drive-in, monster movie type of thing. Whereas George went one way, and then Russo and the other guys were just like, let's keep
Completely
trying to,
opposite way.
yeah,
Yeah.
let's keep trying to go for like lowest common denominator, easiest type of
Yeah.
movie to sell, quickest way to make a buck type of thing.
Direct to bodega filmmaking.
Which I'm not sure. I don't know if this actually had a theatrical release in the U.S.
I'm
I
pretty
wouldn't.
sure it did. And I'll show you at the end extra stuff I found. So
Okay.
but yeah, unfortunately, the '80s was the era had a lot of these like troubled kids, like either developmentally challenged or deformed or something going on. It was a very common theme back then,
Yeah.
and it just ended up being kind of annoying. Just and doesn't date well either, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, it agrees. Prowler ripoff. Yeah, very, very similar.
The key
We see a
scenes have
if
so
we
far
see a
been ripoffs of
pitchfork at
many
some point.
movies. Yeah,
Which didn't they do pitchfork in Flesh Eater? I think I
yeah,
think
yeah.
there's a
There was.
pitchfork scene in Flesh
Yeah,
Eater.
which is why it was weird because he's not just eating people; he's stabbing people, and
Yeah, it's a whole other
it's
thing. It's in the Confederate Head Guys in Night 90, one of the guys that finds Patty Tomlin. Okay, very cool. I can't say that he looked familiar, but I could definitely see him in that role.
I'm trying to picture. I know the scene with those guys hanging around that truck, but uh,
There you go, Bonnie. Bonnie said that's where I've seen him before. I'll have to go match names there and try to
Like
figure
a
which one
movie
it
like
is.
this, was way more enjoyable in almost every way. House on Sorority Row. You ever seen that?
I don't think I've seen that
Beautiful
one.
women, all kinds of slasher stuff, much better story. It also has kind of a freak in it, but it's just it's a real movie, you know. I'm
It's
sorry,
it's
it's a
just
real movie.
coherent.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. I kind of feel like Mama Booba there is. She might be the killer.
She has a set of fatigues.
There's something about her. She knows something. She
I think
knows
she just wants to
something.
get the hell off camera. She can't wait to get off.
I think she's just like, when are we eating? When's
Yeah,
dinner?
right. Where's craft services? Wow, they just keep kind of that guy doing weird faces. It's just
I mean, I appreciate it. I think, like I said, he's dedicated himself to it. He's not
he's committed to the
trying.
role.
He's
As
not trying to look cool. You can say that. Hey, Russ. I like Russ's southern accent here. Very cool.
At least Russ is chewing the scenery. This other guy's just like a mannequin.
Yeah. I'm surprised Russ never did more acting like him because
Yeah,
he's not bad in this. He's I love him at
no,
night, of course,
yeah, of course, yeah.
but he actually emotes. In
He's good
compared
in
to
Vanilla, right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
and he's got the New Yorker accent in
yeah.
Vanilla. He's not bad. Definitely better than Russo or Heinzman in this movie for sure. He's actually kind of. It looks like he's trying.
This guy,
And this guy,
it's just terrible.
I'm telling you, this is a porn star
He must
trying to
be.
go legitimate.
He was the one that got all the girls for the magazine.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Yeah, he was the the
The Poon
attractor.
Wrangler.
Yeah, the bait and switch. Hey, this is movies. Oh, do this girly mag while you're at it.
You want to make an extra buck?
Yeah, the hard way. Cut. It lingered there a little too long.
God almighty. Shit. Just had a beer explode all over the place.
Oh no, Iron City.
No, Guinness tonight.
Wow, wow. She's so flat acting. Just
Oh, in all fairness, have you ever heard a teenager talk? They are pretty flat and lifeless most of the time.
not
Well,
like this though. This is like. You know, had better acting was Pieces. You ever see Pieces?
yeah, I mean,
It's a
it's not
Spanish
worse.
it's a Spanish French production, whatever it was, mostly Spanish,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's terrible acting, but it's better than this. It's so much better than this.
I'm gonna summon, see if somebody can bring me a towel real quick.
Uh oh. Just make sure you say it was a beer because based on the nature of the movie, you might think it's something else. So.
What are you doing in here? Now, Bill Heinzman's credited as S. William Heinzman. Do you know what Bill
Hmm.
Heinzman's first name is? What does
No.
the S stand for? I don't either, actually. John, if you're in the chat, do you know
You
what
sure it
the
wasn't done to
S?
sound more fancy?
I mean, probably. Of course it is, but That's why John Russo is like John A. Russo,
Yeah, that's right.
George A. Romero.
Jonathan A. Russo.
Yeah. See, now that sounds, fancy. You can take that seriously.
Now that's where the thing was. Now you know why he's taking something away, because the vents don't have a block on it like that. So
Hmm. Pretty sure it's Samuel. Okay. Samuel
Samuel.
William Heinsberg.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's like F. Murray Abraham, right?
Yeah, exactly. John says lots of people use their middle names back then. Makes my job a bit harder. But it does.
Now the music's just awful. This atonal stuff.
Well, at least it's like semi suspenseful, I guess.
No, but that whole like,
Whereas the other ones, it was just like fucking. It was just like
I'm
dance
sure,
music or
I'm sure
something. You're
John
just
would
like,
agree.
okay.
Those like atonal bits mixed together, it just doesn't sound right.
Well, cold, I guess.
Yeah, a little cold.
She's like, God damn. Current timestamp for anybody out there 53:10, 53 minutes, 10 seconds.
There you go. Back to the Halloween theme again.
Mm hmm. Very much so.
You just added that thump, thump, thump in the background to make it
Mm hmm.
sound different.
Jiffy? Okay, so we know it's not him.
Yeah, so now you get the reveal.
I'm
We're,
guessing this version's a little cut down because we're not seeing very much of the cutting or the stabbing. And I don't. Yeah.
I think it's just maybe the effects didn't turn out so well, so they trimmed them back.
Well, Jerry's pretty. Like I said, his work on Flesh Eater is pretty good, but so I'd expect a little more. But
But this is early, right? I mean, when it,
this is probably like his first film, I think.
yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, Ed pointing it out here. Total Prowler ripoff scene here.
There's several Prowler scenes ripped off, but it's also Halloween and the Burning.
Well, hell, there ain't many of you left. John said, I'm not watching, but nothing Paul ever did stuck out. I've said I dig parts of Night 90, and compared to Paul's other work, it's a masterpiece. I'll agree with that. Um,
Yeah, it definitely has more going for it than that other stuff. Yeah.
it's like Night 90, they said they gave Paul McCullough a budget. So it was like a bigger budget version of his previous stuff.
But he did the music on Midnight, wasn't? I thought Midnight score was okay, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, yeah, Midnight's not bad. I'll
Yeah,
give him that.
but it's been a while since I saw it. I don't remember the details. This has higher production value, but he's also using fancier equipment. That Kurzweil stuff isn't cheap.
Yeah. This definitely does look better than Midnight, but I mean, it is also, what, 5 years after Midnight?
Yeah.
82? Or I guess they shot it in 80, actually, I think.
Part of the reason the Kurzweil stuff sounds so good is Ray Kurzweil worked with Stevie Wonder to develop it. So
Hmm. Okay, so Steven's saying he agrees with you. He's watching on Tubi and he doesn't think there's a difference.
Yeah.
So
I think
yeah,
it's just they cut because it was either the MPAA got on their ass or it's just the effects didn't look good, so they trimmed it.
could be both. Because I mean, this is like what late '80s, so this is right around that time when the
Start
MPAA
cutting
was
more.
starting to get a little
Yeah.
more uptight about shit.
Especially
Yeah,
violence against women, it would have been cut more, you know.
yeah, and really like slashers like this too was kind of out of kind of not they were still being made, but they weren't the thing anymore like they were in the early '80s.
Right.
And it's probably a big reason why is because the MPAA started cracking down. Huh. Where did all this blood come from?
So yeah, basically, if she's leaning against that so far to open it, then that wouldn't have been like that. That's that was really poorly placed. So you saw the effect there.
Hey, what's up, man?
There's the prosthetic.
Mr. Rick Van North going llamas in the house. What's going on, Rick?
Hey Rick.
John saying Midnight has that awful pop song that makes no sense to me in that context.
Yeah, yeah. It
Yeah,
definitely
what is
wasn't a great score, but it was definitely better than the Night 90.
what is that song? I'm trying to remember how that song fucking goes now. I remember last time I watched that song was stuck in my head for like weeks. Now I can't think of how it goes. I was gonna sing it for you, John, but sorry, bud. It's something about midnight or something, ain't it? No,
I
it's
think
something that has nothing to do with the fucking movie. I can't remember.
I remember a bad song in it. I just don't remember the details.
Yeah, I can't remember how it goes now.
I might have actually blocked it out of my mind. So
It's a smart move, probably.
yeah. But in these old romper sounds, you can hear the loop points sometimes when the string's
Mm-hmm.
held down. So
Yeah, I can hear that.
the choir's pretty well looped, but
See, Johnson, I thought Kurzweil's were using romplers, which had real instrument samples saved on ROM chips.
they were. But the development was done in concert with Stevie Wonder, even to the point where he had a talking version of the keyboard made just for him, so he could navigate, and it would tell him
Hmm.
what he's doing on the keyboard. It's pretty clever stuff. Ray Kurzweil way ahead of his time. You know, now he's doing all the singularity stuff about human evolution, and
So that's
but
a
back
name I'm
then,
not too familiar with.
yeah, he was doing readers for the blind, like talking readers,
Mm-hmm.
Kurzweil music systems, some other cool high tech stuff, and then he went into more futurist stuff.
Hmm.
You mean this movie? The script?
It's
No, no.
Save me. Ed saying the same Moog synth design for Stevie Wonder is the one Black Sabbath used on Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. It was in the studio after Stevie had just finished an album. Very cool. I didn't know that either.
Yeah, they used a lot of stuff. They used some old Roland string synths, Moog stuff, ARP 2600.
Yeah, I know. It's already going to be May tomorrow, Rick. It's crazy. Well, I guess I'm not getting a towel.
We should have done this on April Fool's Day.
I was trying to think of something to do on April Fool's Day, but I couldn't think of anything. I was like,
Well, there's that movie April Fool's Day. It's a slasher.
Yeah, I figure everybody, any horror YouTube channel out there is gonna be
Yeah.
covering that day. So I was like, eh. Uh oh.
Hmm.
Let's have a nice talk.
Wow.
She sounds
Her
like Frau Blucher
her
being
accent's all
French.
over the map. It's
How about some Ovaltine, perhaps? Then how do you say good night? John said, I know Alan Holdsworth used some on Sand and Secrets, but no VST exists of it, afraid. Oh, okay. John said, also today is technically Night of the Living Dead Day for 1967. Today is the day the time changed in 67. Hey, there
oh,
you go. There's a fun fact. Didn't know that.
nice. That's a positive Russo moment there. This is
I am.
convoluted as the
I was
episode
gonna
one of Star
say.
Wars. It's like trade negotiations and all kinds of extra crap. But who cares?
Yeah, it's a little.
It's
Yeah,
convoluted.
it really is, especially for a low budget slasher. I mean, there's a lot going on here, and I'm not sure what it is, to be honest with you. So is Mace Jackson still like the main suspect, or now is the nurse? I don't know what's going on here.
You mean Colin Farrell?
Yeah. Oh, here we go. We're back to.
Oh man, really? I see. This guy's
Like,
brilliant.
you don't get to be the top detective in Coropolis, Pennsylvania, without
Coriolis.
being the sharpest knife in the drawer here.
It's
He's
he's
just
like
like,
John.
no.
He's like John Holmes meets Donald Sutherland. It's like
Yeah, yeah, there's a little Donald Sutherland in this dude, yeah. I mean, that's a huge insult to Donald Sutherland, but
no, I don't.
not in
I
terms of
say it in
acting, but maybe
I
a
say it in
look,
jest. Yeah, thank you, John Russo. Thanks for the exposition. We really need this.
This dude's got it all figured out all of a sudden.
Oh my God.
You're a real hottie, too. So watch out. It is, I can't put my finger on it, but it is strange how I can hear this dialogue and I can immediately tell that it's,
John Russo.
yes, like, I think I've been watching too much John Russo lately, to be
You
honest
might
with
it
you.
might be true.
I have another one lined up to watch at some point. Midnight 2. Have you seen
And when
that?
you say too many, it might be like one or two movies. So
It doesn't take much.
yeah,
But have you seen or heard of Midnight 2?
I think you mentioned at one point. I've never seen it.
I haven't
Was it
either.
actually shot?
Yeah, it's like from the
Wow.
90s. It's got like there's like Jeannie Jeffries is in it.
John
There's
McCullough did the score.
probably. I just got it on DVD actually. I just ordered it not too long ago. Larry hit me to it. He was like, "Dude, have you ever seen Midnight 2?" I was like,
Oh
"I didn't know
man.
that exists, but I'm gonna have to get it and watch it now." He said it's just as bad, if not worse, than Santa Claus. I think because it's
Wow.
right around that same time period.
Yeah.
Good call, Ed. Poor man's Magnum TA for the wrestling fans. Very true. Very close.
Again, this guy has no emotion when he's talking. This
None of these people have any
this
emotions
guy
while they're
is
talking.
like, what is
They're
going
just
on
on
to this guy?
screen delivering
The
lines.
car's off screen. He's like, you don't know what you're doing, officer.
I'm telling you, the
Wow.
best actor in this is either Russ or the guy playing the janitor, the
Oh,
dopey janitor. Uh
it's
oh.
definitely Russ.
Colin Farrell's back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know the Confederate dude. He's the guy. So is that the guy that says
Oh, the Confederate guy is, and yeah, I know the Night 90 guy.
in
He's the guy that talks
1990?
to her.
Yeah, what's his line? It's like, "What in Jupiter's balls are you doing out here, young
That's right.
lady?"
That's
Or
right.
whatever.
And again, they had to have a bunch of tough guys in a van. That's right. Right at the Dawn of the Dead, right?
You got to have a biker gang or something in here.
Yeah.
This sounds like the menu music on a Nintendo game or something back in the day.
Yeah.
Very MIDI.
It's like a demo song for a keyboard.
Yeah.
Roland demo number 3.
So who do you think's the killer at this point?
Well, the killer makes these weird caveman noises, so I'm trying to think of who they've shown so far makes who would make a caveman noise.
It can't be the guy, the dopey guy, the janitor, because he watched it happen once.
Yeah,
Unless he's in cahoots, I don't know. But
that was a classic bait and switch. They wanted you to think it was him all along.
yeah, it'd be like the Tenebrae
Oh yeah, oh yeah. So
the
so
Tenebrae bait
someone's
and
a
switch.
big knife is going to come through the window and cut someone's arm off, and then
Oh, I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't put it past him. They may be coming up here in a minute. I don't know. It does, Ed. I'm telling you. It's like it's right out of Nintendo, like a menu screen. Steven says, "Isn't the poor man's Magnum TA Hangman on a page?" Pretty much, pretty much. Or he tries to be at least. He's trying to be a poor man's Magnum TA.
yeah, I agree. John Russo is the killer. He's slowly killing all of us.
That's the big twist. That's the big
Yeah,
artistic twist at the end of this.
yeah. The audience is dying.
Yes,
That guy's jacket.
that is a pretty sweet jacket, I
It's
gotta
got a
say.
scarab on it.
What in Jupiter's balls are you?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna.
Wow.
So going
That,
back to the beginning
that's
of
a
this
dog choke
film,
chain, by the way, on his jacket. That's a dog choke chain.
I used to have some of those in high school. I used to wear those.
Exactly. Yeah.
Uh, but going back to the beginning of this film, the girl that gets killed at the beginning that was pregnant, like, what was her relationship to Mace Jackson? Like, I don't, like, it doesn't
I think he just had knocked
quite
her up,
fit.
and that was all we got out of it.
I don't feel like she would be the type to. Uh oh.
Uh oh.
Don't hurt me.
This is back to Tropic Thunder again.
He
Simple
might be
Jack.
going. He might
He's
be
got
going a
Simple
little too
Jack.
far with this one.
Yeah.
Well, that didn't take long.
Hit delivery.
Whoa.
This Foley is just unbelievable. Ah,
Rick, we're watching The Majorettes, directed by Bill Heinzman, written by John Russo from 1987. If you want to watch along, link is down in the description below. And we are currently close to the end, I think. This looks like the big finale, but we're an hour and 12 minutes into this right now, so.
this is like Reservoir Dogs. Everyone dies.
I wouldn't say Reservoir Dogs, but it is in a warehouse and everybody dies. So. And Steve Buscemi's in it, so I know.
Yeah. Okay, they got away. Thought they were shooting each other for a while.
Ed's saying this is a prequel to Night 90. The Confederate guy is the same guy in Night 90. That's one way you can watch this and enjoy it, I guess. Look at it as a very interesting prequel to Night 90.
Well, and they certainly act like they're undead already. So it's
Yes. Actually, the zombies in Night 90 are more human-like
that's
than
right.
these people, I
More
think.
human than human, right?
Yes.
He's doing that laugh crying.
See, that's that girl. Looks like she's like one of the moms or something. But I guess she's supposed to be a teenager.
Yeah, they cast some older people in this for sure, trying to be high school. Just doesn't work.
What's up, fellow kids?
Now you have to do when you go back there. You have to find this location. We got to track this one down.
I'm sure Larry's probably already found it.
Yeah, he's like,
He's got it somewhere.
he drove by and he goes, "Yeah, never mind." So,
All right, there's that, I guess.
yeah, I'm not going to tell anybody. Nobody wants to know.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been here. Who's a big Lee Marvin fan, Steven?
He's got his rifle.
It's time for some revenge.
That's right.
Which I'm still not sure who's the killer or
Yeah.
what this
And at this
is.
point, does it really matter?
I don't think so. I think it's taken a turn somewhere completely different.
I'm trying to think what other movies they can rip off at this point.
Well, we got the rifle here.
Got
He's
too
about to
much
go
high
get
pass filter on that
some
synth.
sweet revenge. I think we're about to. We might be taking something from Death Wish or something here soon. So.
Oh, they had that. I mean, pain her ass. That's a classic scene. You gotta love Death Wish. Jeff Goldblum is one of the guys. You know that?
Yeah. Most people
He
don't
loves
even
pain her
think
ass.
of that. Yeah. A lot of people forget that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Goldblum. Oh, that's right, Steven. Okay, gotcha. The line from Reservoir Dogs. You look like a big Lee Marvin fan. That's right. I
Oh,
forgot
yeah.
all about that. I'm pretty sure that's where they're headed, Ed. Rip off a Chuck Norris Cannon film. I'm getting that vibe.
Well, all those Golden Globus things had that kind of music and kind of
Mm-hmm.
cheesy action sequences, and I've seen way too many of those. In the theater, no doubt. I mean, I had to pay money for those.
What a hangout. I want to know why these like Confederate flag
Yeah,
hillbilly
it's just
rednecks are hanging
it's a
out
little
with fucking Ricky Martin over here.
weird.
It's like he kind of stands out.
Well, they're trying to count on the baggage that comes with all those monikers, right? Like, oh, they're Confederate. They got the thing. They're racist. They're bad guys.
Yeah,
Couldn't get any worse than that.
which is total John Russo.
Yeah.
That's totally right up his alley.
Now, if the guy said heritage, not hate, I would have to laugh big time. Because that's the new thing these days. Heritage, not hate. Those nonsense.
That's right. And you can tell this is a bad guy's hideout because they got 666 spray painted on the side of the trailer, and
There you
I
go.
think they have. I think I saw ACDC spray painted on the side of the
Oh,
trailer
really?
too.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's how you know they're up to no good.
Oh yeah, there you go. You see, they had a skull and crossbones also.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
They just threw some debris in their trailer. Did you see that? Everyone jump back.
Watch out.
What does that say there? BA. What's that?
Bart.
Bart. What the hell?
Bart. Bart Simpson, maybe. I don't know.
HD.
Dang.
Gotta love the gratuitous ricochet sound effects, like it's a western.
Yeah, we're at the Rambo segment of this movie, I think. Which this might be the best part of the whole movie. Actually,
I
this is
think
actually
it
kind of
is. Yeah.
entertaining. This is actually kind of fun.
Oh, wow. Oh, now he's
Look at
fanning.
that.
Look at that.
Yeah, look at that. Fucking Clint Eastwood here.
His inner Clint Eastwood is.
Oh, Ed saying says
Where's
barf on the
Ricochet?
side. It looks like Bart to me.
It says Bart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, how did
Uh
Bart rank
oh.
so high? Oh, come on. The propane tank
Oh.
fell down on him. Yeah, there's a 666. Little devil with wings. Wow.
Okay, is that why, Ed? I guess I missed that part. Ricky Martin guy has the rich parents. That's why they hang around.
I'm glad somebody's paying attention. We're too distracted by the horrible filmmaking. So,
Yeah, yeah. I'm
yeah.
just taking in. I'm just kind of taking it all on the surface right now. I'm just like, wow, this is actually not bad. This is like the OG Nation of Domination, Ron Simmons crush and Savio Vega. Yeah, yeah, pretty much. It's like where did all those come together? Like what brought them together? You know?
Oh no, not Colin.
He was the movie star of the crew, I think.
That's right.
He had like I like the way he's dragging that leg
I
too.
know. It's just
He's putting it all in
no
there.
no idea how injuries actually happen and work. So,
Whoa. So this went from like your prototypical 80s slasher to an action
revenge. Yeah,
revenge
action
movie.
revenge flick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now compare this scene to effects. Right.
Right,
Effects is
yeah.
very low budget and it looked great.
Yeah.
Joe Pilato knew how to sell an injury.
Well, Joe Pilato ain't in this movie, I'll tell you that. Best we're getting is Russ Striner, by God. Now he's Rambo. He's tracking him down.
This is like a Goblin ripoff track.
Yeah, a little
like in
bit.
Buia Omega.
Yeah. Story wise, I'm very confused about what's going on here, but I feel like the movie itself is kind of confused about
Yeah,
where it's going at this point.
it's a kitchen sink movie, which is why it's funny someone mentioned Canon Films
Yeah.
because a lot of those were also kitchen sink movies.
It's like this is gonna appeal to somebody somewhere.
The Foley is terrible. Wow. I like how he
Cold
screamed after
blood.
he got shot a couple times.
Yeah.
Then he screamed.
Ah! Fucking hurts.
Yeah. I can understand effects being one take because they're expensive to set up. So
I do wonder though if a lot of the effects were cut due to whether if they didn't look good or if it was just they were afraid of the
I,
MPAA. But
I bet it's both because, and sometimes they didn't look that good. Like the bulb syringe thing with the cut.
mm-hmm.
It works in Martin the way it was shot, but most of the time it does not work. It's very flat in 2D.
Yeah.
There's no cut, no actual geometry. So there are way too many shots like that early on in this movie that they would have cut down because it looks bad.
Hattie is dead.
That'd be fun if this was like super serum and she gives it to the lady in the chair and she goes "Rrrr," and starts doing all the killing.
She starts like Bane and fucking
Yeah, she's the one doing all the killing because she's
yeah.
"Rrrr."
I'm telling you, if this movie took that turn, this would be an easy two thumbs up for me. Like I'd be like, all
Exactly.
right, this movie has everything.
It's
Like
right there with zombie
I'd
pestilence.
had,
You know
and I
the
yeah exactly. Like I couldn't see where any of this was going. So bravo. Yeah, there's not really too many other suspects left at this point. I don't think Ed. The sheriff is the killer. I predict. I mean, why not? Either that or the porno guy. You would think this bitch would be the killer, but I don't know.
yeah. You don't have Ken Foray coming and doing a cameo as the killer. So
I hope not.
or Wooly
I'd
Jim Baffico.
that would be awesome actually if Bafco showed up.
I mean, this is shot like midnight.
Yeah, very close.
It's got this whole kind of almost occult vibe to it.
Yeah. Oh, she looks peaceful.
She actually fell asleep because they were shooting too long.
They're like, all right, we'll use this.
Yeah. She had a food coma.
I'm gonna have to look up see who that old lady is. I swear it looks like Mama Booba. I don't know why in the world she'd be in this, so I don't think it is, but because I don't think Pat or Tony worked on this one.
No,
At least I hope not.
they knew to stay away. I think. Like we love you, John, but no, no, no.
Appreciate the offer, but nah. Uh-oh.
What?
Oh. Ed called it. It is a sheriff, isn't it?
But where's the growly stuff coming from? Every time the killer does something, he sounds like a caveman.
I hear it in the background here,
I
in the
know that's what
music.
doesn't make any sense. It's all pitch shifted screams. That doesn't make sense. Because in the kill scenes, he's actually screaming while he's killing the woman. Like, "Rrrr." Maybe they forgot about that part.
Well, maybe he doesn't do that if he's not in full costume. You know,
I guess. The
full
beast mode?
fatigues, hood,
Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
But where's the son?
Well, didn't he die?
I guess.
Because he was
But
the
then if he died, then how did he commit all those murders?
I don't know. I'm not gonna sit here and try to explain explain this. I can't do it. Yeah, you were right, Ed. Didn't read the plan. I mean, it really kind of whittled it down. There's only so many damn people left. It could be. Not that it makes much sense, but shit. Bonnie's saying that Hook is definitely popping out. Probably so. Bonnie said they showed earlier that the sheriff did it. They had a pick. I must have missed that. Maybe this is like The
Hmm.
Shining. It's one of those movies you got to watch, 4 or 5 times
And
before you really get,
and someone's going to make a movie about all the conspiracy theories from this, like Room 237.
Yeah. It's gonna be the Majorettes, major conspiracies.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I don't hate this movie.
I know, but
I
to be fair, it's the majorettes. How much majorette action did we actually get? Maybe 3 minutes total, 5 minutes total.
yeah, I mean,
They're not even
not
in sync.
much, but well, they're children. They're learning. It's a new
But
generation of girls to get murdered, I guess, is what this is. Oh, bless their hearts.
okay, some cute little kids there. Yeah. I'm sorry to see them in this movie. Poor kids. This is child abuse.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's getting ready.
Yep. He sees the future. That fucking hat. So this sets up for a sequel then. I'm looking forward to it.
So basically, what you're saying is after this movie, you need a shower, at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
All right.
I'm shocked it didn't get wide release.
You are? Hey, Sue Ann Siemens was in this, bless her heart. She had to go through life with that name. Let me see. Let's see who we can identify here. So Russ
Some of these names
plays
look made up.
Preacher. I don't recognize a lot of these names.
There you
Heidi
go,
was a
Heidi
little
Heinzman.
girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Heidi was one of the little majorettes too. Teacher was Bonnie Heinzman. Nick Mastandrea was a grip on this. That's interesting.
Oh, there you go. They had to poach
Jo-
somebody.
Joe Shelby and
Joe
Bill
Shelby.
Lasco. Oh, they worked on that. Ray Lane was casting.
Ray
They
Lanes.
worked.
Oh, wow.
Did the
Oh, the
mixing at
animators. There you
Laurel.
go.
Yeah.
Animators did the graphics.
Well, like I said, I don't hate this movie. I kind of like it in the same way that I enjoyed Midnight and the rest of it. It's just
See, there were a
you
couple
know,
extra music clips that weren't McCullough. Some Italian guy did some other
Oh,
cut.
there's Kurzweil Systems, Casio, all the ones you called out earlier.
There you go. Yeah.
So there it is.
Wow.
The Majorettes, 1987 or 86, depending on which one. Written by John Russo, directed by Bill Heinzman. So what are your thoughts? What did you think?
Wow.
Wow.
I think I
What else
vented
can you say?
mostly during the movie itself.
I can
Um,
make full screen there.
I think yeah. I mean, you know, to be fair, there were plenty of terrible slasher movies in the 80s, and I watched almost all of them.
Mm,
Um, so this doesn't stand out as like the worst thing for sure, but it's
not
definitely
particularly
low,
terrible.
way down on the list as far as execution, quality, a little bit of everything. The overall filmmaking, literally stealing exact scenes from slasher movies.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
burning, the prowler, some
It
Halloween stuff,
borrowed,
some
paid tribute to, whatever you want to call it.
like actual angles and stuff,
Yeah.
and music cues and things like that. So it'd be nicer to see if they could. I know they want to be more marketable, but do something that kind of stand on your own, right?
Well,
Slasher's a limited genre, but at the same time, if you're a creative person, then I don't know, add a little more something to it. Don't just imitate.
yeah, I can agree with that. Like I said, I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
I find there's fun parts about it to me, but I like it in the same kind of vein that I like Midnight or any of the other stuff. It's like
I mean, there's plenty of bad
you
funny
know
that
what you're
made it
gonna get. Yeah.
entertaining. It wasn't like,
Yeah.
oh, I absolutely hate this. I want to go shoot myself. It's like you laugh at it more than you laugh with it.
Right.
And it
It's
can
one
be
of
fun
those.
in that way, you know.
Yeah, it's one of those fun movies you could watch with friends and just kind of crack on. But
Exactly. You get drunk or whatever and just have a good laugh.
yeah,
And it's very entertaining on that respect. If you actually sat here by yourself wanting to watch a serious horror movie, you're going to be very disappointed.
or you went in cold, not really knowing what to prepare
Yeah.
for. Like if you didn't know John Russo, all that, you were Bill Heinzman, you'd be like, oh, okay,
Like say you're a huge fan of Midnight because that's probably his best work. And you're like, "Oh, okay, this is the guy who made Midnight. I love Midnight." And you go, "Oh, this is the guy that made Midnight."
But see, that's
Yeah.
funny. Like I can actually kind of see some of Midnight in this. Like
Yeah, there were camera
definitely
angles, there were
some very like a
vibes.
lot of
Yeah.
similarities to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, John's saying, looking at the credits, I see Eric Bacca did the sound. He did sound with Gornick on the Crazies.
Yeah.
Very cool. Interesting. Yeah, they got to. Like I said, they have to train the replacements. Yeah, the next generation of majorettes. That's what I'm saying. I'm still waiting for the sequel. So maybe Living Dead weekend this year. John Russo will be there, so I'm gonna ask him. Is there
Oh.
plans for a majorette sequel?
And
He'll
when you
probably.
ask him, he will answer in the same delivery he used in the movie.
No,
Because
I
he's
don't think
one
so.
note.
But I have to go. Bye.
He's one note when you talk to him and when he's
Yeah.
acting. It's like one guy all the way through.
No, I'm out. Sorry. Uh,
Um,
yeah, he didn't hate this movie either. Yeah, I mean it's like I said, if you go in knowing what to kind of expect,
yeah.
I think it's harmless, nothing else. But
Although you could get a T-shirt that says "I've been Russoed," right? So that
Russoed.
yeah, it helps.
That's gonna be a new thing, I think.
It's like a cathartic bonding kind of thing. We've all survived Russo movies. We've been Russoed. So
Yeah, yeah. I'm kind of going through it now. Like I said, I still have Midnight 2 to check
yeah, I
out, so
didn't. Gotta look for that.
that'll be interesting. Bonnie said, what did her have against twirlers? What did he have against twirlers? I don't know. Yeah. They never really dug into that. They never really got too deep. But I'm guessing that was going to be explained in the sequel, but we never got it, unfortunately. Unfortunately, very unfortunately. Bonnie said it was bad but enjoyable. Yeah, I
Yes.
agree. I like bad movies. Like me and Larry have talked about that before in the past. Like he hates bad movies. Like he doesn't understand the appeal. He's just like a
Oh
movie's either bad or good.
no,
I love
there's
bad
good,
movies.
bad, and bad, and I love. I mean, how could you watch any 50, 60 sci-fi movie for the most part and say, "Oh, that's a great movie"? They're generally bad, but they're fun bad.
Yeah,
right? Except for a few gems. So if you say I don't want to watch any bad movies, you're not going to watch a lot of movies. So yeah.
I agree with that.
Um,
Um, Seems I'm technically behind because I'm watching on Tubi, but my review is not the worst. But don't spend any big money on this unless you need to complete a collection. Well, I actually don't own this yet. I've actually been looking to see like what the Blu-rays and shit go for, and they're on. You can find them on eBay, but they're pretty pricey because I guess it's out of print now. I don't really remember too much about it or what all's included on the Blu-ray itself, but this is definitely one I'm definitely gonna have to pick up at some point, whether it's on DVD. Like DVD, a DVD of this would be totally fine for me. I don't need this in fucking HD or anything, but hell,
well, like
even VHS would be fine.
check
Probably
this out. I
preferred.
mean, here's basically a shot of the. Is this the novel or is this the poster? I can't tell. But you see this and you think, you know, that's not terrible looking.
Let me add it here.
You know, it's much more dramatic than the movie itself.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the poster art itself is not bad at all.
Yeah.
Like that's what I think. That's the artwork that Felsher was selling at his
Oh, really? Okay.
on his auction, and he had the
All right.
actual original painting of it. That they used for the poster, and I think it ended up going for quite a few fucking dollars. It was pretty big money if I remember correctly. But I wasn't aware of what the movie was at the time. I was just like, "What is that?"
Yeah, exactly.
And why? And I
And
was curious. I was like, "Why is Larry bidding so much money on this? Like, what is
yeah.
this?" And I had to look it up. I was like, "Oh
Uh,
fuck, I gotta see
And
this."
by the way, there's a whole synopsis here. So if you want to really understand the movie, somebody's broken it down on Wikipedia. So what the
I'm
hell
gonna have to
actually?
look that up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What the hell actually happened? Kidnapped by a biker gang. There's only one guy that looked like a biker. It wasn't a biker gang. Sorry. They had
yeah. I
a
didn't see any
they had a van.
motorcycles.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they had a
they
van.
were a van gang.
So they
The
literally
van
were
gang
like, it's stolen valor from Dawn of the Dead, right? Biker guys in a van.
doesn't
Um,
count.
exactly. So that was the one thing I wanted to show is the artwork. Another thing I wanted to show is, um, so I was a huge fan of Fangoria magazine in high school in the early '80s, before high school actually in the early '80s,
Mm.
and started collecting. So I actually have, I think, 1 to 200 issues, the whole series.
Oh wow.
And then I have a mix of stuff after that, and then I have the new one that they started doing a couple of years ago, the new series. So yeah, I've been reading them forever, and so I remember the majorettes from this. Check this out. So here's one of the articles in Fangoria, and if you want to know which one it is, it's the one with the Bob Keane cover, who's called the British Savini. He did all the Hellraiser stuff, and see right
Oh.
up there, hooray for the cheerleader slasher, and that's the majorettes right there.
Wow, I would have never have guessed that this would have been in like not just in Fangoria, but the cover,
Yeah.
just any mention of it whatsoever. That's interesting.
And you can browse these online. They're slowly adding digitally the entire Fangoria back catalog. So this is issue 53. Um,
Wow.
but if you go in here, look at this. There's some shots
Oh
on the
yeah,
set. There's
there's John
Heinzman. There's John smiling before his big acting scene.
doing doing some
um,
preparation.
the Night of the Living Dead veterans, right?
Here, let me
Uh,
I kind of want to read this now. Where's
yeah,
the
I give you the guys the URL here if you want to jump to it. Um,
here, let's go. I'm gonna full screen that. Let's see.
I can blow it up a little bit. At this level, it's not the best quality. There is a full screen mode where it takes over
Mm,
your whole screen and it's much higher quality. But unfortunately, they only let you do it online. So if you want to have copies of this, you have to go full screen mode and screenshot page after page after page. It's kind of a pain in the ass.
yeah.
They don't have PDFs of it. So, um,
Huh.
but like I said, I have
That's
physical
pretty cool.
copies of all these. And then this changes pages here. You got, I think it's 3 pages for the article. You got some color photos on the set.
Wow, they they did a full fucking spread on this movie. I
Yeah,
would
they got a
never
whole
have guessed
spread on
that.
it. So look at this. The script's not just about some guy killing one person or another. Come on,
It's
dude.
deeper than that,
It's
man.
worse
It's
than that, is
deeper.
what it is. You know. Here's some majorettes down here. Here's some of the. Let me take the thing off so you can see
I
full
mean, I'll
screen.
give it, I'll give it in that. Like, I'll give Russo that. Like, there's definitely way more going on in this movie than just a guy walking around killing people. Like, to the point where, like, I'm not sure what the hell this movie's about. To be honest with you.
Look at this.
Oh wow, that's Joe Shelby. Um, there's Russo up there, or not Russo, but Russ Striner up there in the corner. But that's Joe Shelby there, right there in the
Yeah.
corner, isn't it? Yeah. Wow.
And there's a clear lift from the Prowler. I mean, I could go get a
Oh
screen grab with
yeah.
the Prowler, and he's got the fatigues. He's got, except the Prowler, he has a long bayonet and not a knife because it's actual military equipment.
Yeah.
Um, and then is that Bobby Breesy? Might be. Oh, by the way, these are great books. The old Dick Smith Monster Makeup.
Mm.
I had that a long time ago. The Tom Savini one, this one, and then the Richard Corson Stage Makeup. Great books to get started on when you're a beginner, like I was way back when. So yeah,
What is
that's
that? What's that? What's the Heinzman quote there? I can't quite see. The Majorettes was
oh,
primarily something exploitable for the
exploit
teenage
for the
market.
teenage
There
market.
you go. There you go.
But at the same time, do you think teenagers would have enjoyed that story? I mean,
Of
yeah, they might like the TNA and they might like some of the violence, even though it's not that gratuitous. But
I mean,
it,
yeah, like at this point, they had seen so much with Friday the 13th and everything else in terms of like the gore and the kills and stuff like that. I think
yeah,
something, something like the Majorettes, like I said, there's too much going on in this movie. Like, there's too many side stories and too much going on. It's not,
exactly, yeah.
and especially for 1986, 87, like pretty much everything had been done at that point in the slasher genre. But
And there was another article in the Majorettes. This one. So this guy goes into some details on it here on this page.
sis, boom, blood, you're dead.
Yeah, some color photos. So
Uh,
that's
see,
even references John Carpenter's Halloween. There you go. See, look at that.
Go figure. John said, I think it was from this article that Bill told Tim he had those color shots of the cemetery scene.
Oh, there you go. One by one, like you said. It was one by one was the other name of
Yeah,
it.
there you go. I think that was
With some
in the
Polaroids.
UK. UK, I
Yeah.
think.
So yeah,
Very cool.
casted from local Pittsburgh talent, August 1985.
85. All right. Yeah, so I guess it had been shot 85. Because, like I said, its
Struggle,
first release date was 86, I think.
struggled to find theatrical distribution. I
Mm.
wonder why.
No shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
does
yeah,
it say what the budget was on this?
there you go. Body
Oh,
count 17.
yeah, that sounds about
They
right.
even explain it. Female stabbed and throat slit. Male shot. Female shot. I haven't seen this website before. I just found it in a quick
Whoa.
search.
What website is that?
It's hysterialives.co.uk. Hysteria-lives.co.uk.
Huh.
I'll put it in the chat. You guys can go back and enjoy the
Does it say
goodness there.
what the budget was on this? Because it looks
Oh, it probably
like
does. If it doesn't say here, it says on Wikipedia for sure.
I'll have
And
to look
also
at that.
get
Because I mean, it does. I mean, for what it is, I mean, it does look like it has a little bit of money behind it.
let
It's
me quickly.
not,
I did browse this article real quick, and I'm pretty sure Russo was making some big claims here, as I said earlier. Let me see if I can find that here real quick.
Russo
Um,
making big claims. You're joking.
yeah, he said it in the text somewhere. It says something about you know they thought they were doing something kind of groundbreaking at the time, something like that. I might be paraphrasing wrong,
The
because I think,
Majorettes.
well, I think because he probably wrote it much earlier. I don't have the book in front of me, but I'm sure you could find it
Oh
online.
yeah, with what you were saying earlier
And
about how
so
he
he had
invented the
written it
slasher
earlier,
genre.
and then he probably saw these slasher success movies. He goes, "I'm gonna turn it into a movie. Let's go copy scenes from all these other movies to make a movie, right?" And so he probably wants to give himself more credit than just due for this movie, based on maybe when he wrote it. Um, but
I don't think John would do something like that.
well, you never know.
But I could totally see that because, so
Let me,
like I
let me,
said, this it's so disjointed. The story of this movie, like I could totally see Russo kind of going with one one direction on that, and then kind of seeing like, oh, slashers are kind of the thing now. Like we could totally make this into a slasher, and just adding the slasher element into it after the fact. I could totally see that after watching this.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. I found it on Amazon. Majorettes, a novel of terror by here. Let me share this. A novel of terror by John Russo.
Novel of terror.
Share screen. It's always so painful to share screens here. There's so many. Here we go.
I
Share.
forgot about that, Ed. I've been Russo'd as a wrestling shirt.
So
Go
1979.
either
See,
way.
so it came out after Halloween,
Oh, the book. Okay, gotcha.
but it is an old book.
Right.
So that's probably what I think. Oh, I have a novel idea. It's a slasher thing,
Well,
but
I
then when you
mean,
look at the
I
shots
haven't
in the
read the.
movie, he's clearly
Yeah, I mean, I
you
haven't
know.
read the book or anything. I'm sure he. I mean, people were making movies about people, getting murdered all the time, but you can tell by the style of the movie, the soundtrack, and a lot of the shots and stuff, like you said, it's definitely lifted from quite a few different slasher films of the time.
Oh, here you go.
Um,
Ultimate goal so obvious that the police should have seen it all coming.
Duh.
Wow. About the author. There you go.
You gotta give it like I said before, like good, bad, and different, whatever. But you got to give it to Russo and his determination to just create and get things done, whether it's books, movies, anything. I mean, it's just I stand and applaud for that, if nothing else, and just the fact that he sets out to do something and he fucking gets it done, and
Well, that's
whether
true.
it's good or bad,
He
whatever, but
he
he
is
gets
he
it
likes
done,
to finish things. Yes, he did definitely
Yes, he
finishes
he,
things.
which is important.
So I like this. A 3.7 on here, but only 3.2 on Goodreads.
Hmm.
So not that highly rated.
I've never read anything of Russo's, but I've heard Savini put over some of his stuff before in the past. Like Savini was talking about some of his novels that he really really liked.
Yeah.
Um, and George has talked about Russo's writing before, so I'd have to check out some of Russo's stuff at some point because maybe writing is more his thing, whereas
It
you
yeah,
know.
it's definitely not acting and it's definitely not directing when he directs. So
Yeah, I mean,
it's
acting's probably the
yeah,
last thing, but although I mean, his zombie and Night was pretty cool. Pretty well done.
it's okay. Yeah, I'll give him some credit for that. And not like Heinzman is better, obviously, as the main first
Yeah,
zombie.
yeah.
So
I'm glad they went with that. I'm
mhm.
glad they went with that choice. But man, do you got anything coming up on your channel that you want to plug, promote? You gonna be on
There's
any
always
other?
something going on,
Yeah, I
but
know you're always doing something. I always call you the hardest working, busiest man on YouTube. So,
the businessman that still doesn't have enough to monetize my channel. So- but
don't get me started on that shit.
I know it's okay. It's fine.
Fucking YouTube, man.
No, it's fun. I do it for fun. I don't expect much. And I almost every week I have something for the Hardware Jams group. I didn't have any time this week to release one on Monday, so I didn't have any new thing this week. But I try to get something out once in a while, just for a sanity check and also to
Mm-hmm.
keep skills going, learn some new stuff. Lately, I've been doing this whole kind of world music fusion vibe, where other than a few random ones here and there, I'm doing like a Chinese version and then a Japanese one and then a Korean one and some Middle Eastern stuff, some Indian stuff. I like doing kind of a Peter Gabriel, wannabe Peter Gabriel vibe where I'm doing fusing proper either folk music or in the local classical music like Indian classical music, Chinese classical music, into something more my style, but with elements of that. So it's not just the same old. I'm not doing techno four on the floor. I'm not doing just the same old rock stuff. I'm trying to make it more vibey and more interesting and soundtracky and stuff. So that's my
Yeah, I've
goal
noticed you
these
haven't been
days.
doing very many of the what did you call the live streams, like the pubs or whatever back in the day. Like
Yeah,
I used to love just tuning into that and just listening to you guys just kind of nerd out for a while and play some shit, and like I could totally have that
uh,
on while I'm working on something. I'm like, oh, this sounds fucking cool. You're like, hey, listen to this sound. I'm like, Okay, that sounds pretty fucking
It
badass. What's next?
I
Like,
I have plenty more to do as far as those kind of demos go because I have a lot more stuff I haven't demoed yet. The thing is, I just lack of time because I usually do those kind of long, like 2 to 3 hours, and unfortunately,
dude,
there's
I remember you did a live stream one night where you had been on for like 2 hours, and then I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna hop off and I'm gonna go do my
I
live
was still
stream, and I
on.
did
Yeah,
2 hours, and by the time I
yeah,
got done, you were still live. I
still
was like,
going.
what is he doing? You were
So so on my astronomy channel, I do the streams that are sometimes 3, 4, 5 hours. Same with the microscope channel, just because it's the nature of the exploratory thing, looking at different samples and all that kind of stuff. So those are naturally just long. The demos I try to get, if it's a keyboard specific demo, like here's some sound demos, here's how to program a little bit, and then a chat thing happens afterward, kind of a pub atmosphere.
mm-hmm.
Those usually no more than 2 to 3 hours, just because the main goal is the demo. And
Yeah.
then while I'm on, I'll say, hey, if any of my friends want to come in and chat, because the chat room's always funny. These guys aren't swearing, saying all kinds of crazy shit. And the chat room doesn't even have to do with
You,
music. It's
I've
just
learned
anything.
you can never trust the chat. Never trust the
No,
chat.
it's fun. But the main guy who started the whole pub thing in the UK, where we do like sometimes 7, 8 hours. I mean, the guys go on forever, and I've jumped in and out of those. There are other people doing those now. So there's
Mm.
actually, although it doesn't matter so much to overlap, there's a
So
lot of
you're not hosting as much as just joining in every now and
yeah,
then.
there's a
Okay.
lot of bandwidth now taking up all these slots, and I don't always want to step on people, but sometimes I just want to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
So I will be doing some coming up. I just literally, along with trying to work more to raise money for this damn LDW trip and other stuff, I haven't actually been online that much. Um, and if I am driving around and doing other things to make money, I'll do those like random streams in San Francisco
Mm-hmm.
or something else, just as like a little tour of the area.
Yeah, those are
Just
fun. I like
yeah,
I like
just
tuning
to
in
give
for
me a
those just to
break.
see where the hell you're at. Just
Yeah,
like
just
what.
give me a break. I got to walk, stretch my legs, give the car a break for a little bit, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it's kind of I get some coffee, get a little sanity break. So it's fun for me, and it allows people to see stuff that can't come here or whatever. So but
Awesome.
the one trick about the demos that's tricky though, as I told you in a previous stream that I had a theft here a while back. So I'm all securityed up now, fully. All the neighbors are alerted, obviously, and I have a full security system now. But I didn't, and I was doing all those demos, and guess what was stolen and from my studio? A lot of the stuff I had just demoed.
Mm.
So I was basically advertising, here what I got, come get it. You want this thing? It sounds great, doesn't it? Come steal it, and they did. So
Wow.
so some of those really nice things I've demoed already, I don't have
Yeah.
anymore, and
That's
it's a bummer. It was like
that's
$15,000
shitty.
worth of stuff.
Good lord.
But so luckily I have more. I'm not totally like, oh, I'm out of stuff. I have too much stuff, so I already have I have more stuff to demo
You
always.
got more shit.
I have
That
too much
sucks,
stuff, to be
man. I
honest.
hate hearing that.
Yeah, and
I knew somebody. I had a friend of mine who's in a band who travels and plays and stuff. Like somebody just broke into her shed not too long ago and stole a bunch
mhm,
of her basses and stuff. And I'm just like,
yeah.
I couldn't imagine, like, because I've never had that happen to me, thankfully. But I couldn't imagine like one of my drum kits or something like that being like, fuck that. Like,
Well, the problem is it wasn't just the theft itself, which is annoying and expensive, but some of those pieces of gear took me a long time to find, to afford, find one in
mm-hmm.
good shape. All the criteria were met, right? Got a good price, good condition, everything. I could go find them again, but they're going to cost more. They're going to be more beat up.
Yep.
And do I really want to get those again? Because some of them I didn't play much except for some of those demos, and I was going to get around to playing them more, but I just didn't. So like, do I really want to go down that road again and get all that stuff that was stolen? I replaced a few things that were stolen, but yeah, it's a lot of money and a lot of time looking and waiting, and like you're always doing for the Romero themed stuff on eBay and stuff. It's all this like bidding war and like
Oh
coveting
yeah.
stuff. Oh, there it is. Oh shit, he just outbid me.
Oh
It's
yeah.
the same with music instruments and everything else. So
Well, the fun thing about
uh,
Romero stuff on eBay is I usually get outbid by people I know. Like that's
exactly. Yeah.
it's either Larry or
Yeah.
I find out like Will. Like I was bidding on that
Yeah.
Night of the Living Dead beta tape a couple weeks
Mm.
back, and I
Hmm.
was like, "Fuck, I lost." And then a
He
couple
loves the
days later,
tapes.
and
Yeah.
then a couple days later, Will texts me. He's like, "Look what I got." I'm like, "You
Yeah.
fucker!" Like,
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it's not fun.
so it's competition, but it's also the time and it is an adrenaline rush and it is fun because I don't gamble and I don't do any of that kind of crazy stuff. But
Mm.
you do get a rush out of like finding something, getting excited about it, and it's getting down to the ticker, and you're like, oh
Oh
shit, come
yeah,
on, come on, come on,
oh yeah. I've
Yeah.
spent that's some of like the most. I wouldn't say the most fun I've ever had in my life, but that's a little bit of a stretch. But here, like, when you get to that point in like eBay and you're like, okay, this is something I really want. I got it at a good
Yeah.
price, and you're at the like the final minute, and you got your final price set in. You want to hit that button, and you just
Mm-hmm.
like waiting to see if anybody's gonna be. Yeah, yeah, it's exciting. I will say one of the most fun nights I ever had in my life, in kind of the same situation, was watching, like I mentioned earlier, watching one of Felsher's live streams
Mm.
when he was doing one of the live auctions of a lot of his
Oh
stuff,
wow, I didn't
and
see
just
that.
watching people get into bidding wars and stuff on there. I've been
Yeah.
into some bidding wars with Larry on some of those before, but like one Sunday night, I sat there for like 4 or 5 hours straight, just like
Mm-hmm.
watching, just to see like what else he would pull out. It would be like just stacks of stuff and posters and artwork and all the stuff he's gathered over all these years. And so that was like one of the most fun Sunday nights I ever had, was just sitting there watching. Cause I wasn't even bidding on anything. I was just watching people get into bidding wars. Um,
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I got to the point where because I was buying so much stuff through Craigslist, eBay, Reverb, all these
hmm
places, Amazon, lots of stuff. And I got to the point where I just said, I don't have time to sit and babysit these things, and it's just going to be a disappointment when somebody outbids me. So I
Yeah.
basically have, that you never know with some of these things. Some have no reserve, some do, and so
hmm
when it's open like that, it could be super cheap, and you never know. So I always have like an ultimate price in mind, even if it's a ridiculous price. But at least I know, okay, I can definitely afford that, and
Yep.
that's it. And I'll often do. I don't use the sniping tools and all that kind of stuff. Just the last second, or close to the last second. Sometimes you get a computer glitch and you fucked up and you lost it. But you wait till the last minute and just put in your absolute highest thing and just cross your fingers. And sometimes you get lucky.
Right.
If someone outbids me, so it's meant to be that way because I didn't have
Yeah,
the
I
money to
don't
go
get too
anyway.
tore up about it. I'm just like, all
Yeah.
right, it's fine,
But
But
man, when you do get
it's
that little
exciting.
bidding thing and you put that, because the dumb thing about putting a bid in and letting it, you're basically telegraphing interest, right?
Mm-hmm.
So people, oh, I'm going to put my bid in. So you idiot, you just raise the price for yourself because someone else is going to outbid you probably, and now you're paying
Mm-hmm.
more money, and they also know someone's interested, so they're going to watch that like a hawk.
Yep.
So the best thing to do is don't put any goddamn money in at all. Have your idea of what you want and maybe push a little bit if you really want it. Let it ride, and then it's so much fun if you did give yourself enough time in case somebody reacts to go a little bit higher, and then you get in, and then I'm not I played sports a lot growing up, but I don't go to sporting events and I don't follow teams and stuff, and I definitely don't go yeah 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 but when you win like that, I do something stupid like that because it feels great, you know. And
It
no one's
is. It's the
watching, so
closest
it's
you'll get
okay.
to winning
No,
Super Bowl.
no one's
Yeah.
gonna see me, so I can be an idiot behind the scenes going, yeah, you know. Um,
Uh, I'll catch these last couple comments here. John says I think he's definitely a better writer. Talking about Russo, I
he has to
agree.
be a better writer
He has to be. That's got to be his strong
because
point. It's
it's
got to
like
be his strong
there's no
point.
choice. It has to be. It's that or the end.
It's that or
You
the
know.
end for John. It's saying don't feel bad since YouTube pay per 1,000 views has dropped for most of us content creators, like 25% less, and they're hitting us with automatic ads instead of manual
But
ads
at
that
least
the
you're getting
creators flag.
something.
Yeah.
It's nice to be rewarded, even $5 for your efforts. You know. So
Yeah. 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 YouTube. I'm having a squabble with YouTube here lately, so I won't get into
I
it.
know
But
people with
they pissed
10K
me off.
subs, and they're lucky if they make $500 in a year.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
So
a lot.
I'm not expecting you to get rich. It's just nice to get a little something, right?
Well, that's the thing too. It's like with YouTube, it's not as much about your subscribers as it is like the
The ads.
people, yeah, and the subscribers that you have that are actually engaged with your content.
Yeah.
Like it's like you can. I know people with Dead Pit talks about this all the time. Like Dead Pit only has like 10, 11,000 subscribers, but when they
Yeah.
do a live stream, they get 150 to 200 fucking people live that are
Yeah. Yeah.
engaged in what they're doing and all that. And then you
That
see these
helps.
people
Yeah.
with like 50,000, 100,000 subscribers. They go live, and it's like they get maybe 10, 15 people. It's just like what's not connecting here, you know?
And to be fair, a lot of people do buy subs just so they get that count
Oh yeah,
artificially
yeah.
higher.
You'll get
Yeah.
that
So
too. Yeah, and that
yeah, yeah,
those websites are definitely out there, the bots and shit like that.
yeah,
So it is what it is. But
yeah.
I didn't start doing this shit to make money or do anything. And like you said, it is nice. It is really cool when you guys in the chat shoot me a super chat or something just my way, which is cool as shit. And it's like way more than I ever imagined
Yeah.
that I would ever get from something like this. But I just like doing this because it's fun. I'm
It's fun.
making
Yeah.
friends. I love chatting with like-minded people about shit that I don't get to talk
Yeah.
about at any other point in my day, you know.
Yeah. For sure.
So, yeah.
Like
So,
I mean, I could do Patreon, but the problem with Patreon is people are going to, as rightfully so, they're going to expect more. So you have to
yeah.
have bonus content, extra content,
Mhm.
longer videos of a certain type. And I was like, I'm already doing a lot of shit already. I don't have time to do more content. So
Yeah.
I just don't want to disappoint people with a Patreon. You know.
John says I made a couple hundred on YouTube and some super chats here and there. Uh, says, but I made five figures from people buying my books and stuff. Trying to just make money on YouTube is silly. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're one of those, it's got millions of subscribers and just like a constant, like there's certain channels that they got so many subscribers and so much shit that it's just a machine at this point. Like they're just
Yeah.
it's just rolling. So yeah, it's you know, it, I wouldn't get too hung up on it, but.
For
Um,
sure.
but man, I appreciate you hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate you coming on and watching this movie with me.
Hey,
Um,
it's group therapy. You
it
know,
is like because
we've been Rousseau'd and we have to survive it however we can. So
it would have been so much torture.
that's why I said
To watch
if you
this by
watch this by
myself.
yourself, it's not that fun. But in a group setting, online or in person or whatever, maybe a little alcohol, maybe something else, it's
Yeah,
fun.
it's
You know?
fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, just sitting here trying to watch it like a movie, I'm just like I don't know about that. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, so it's fun, guys. I'll be back on Saturday, this coming Saturday, Saturday night, the return of Collecting the Dead. I'll have my special guest, Jace Whitman from the Music and Monsters channel here on YouTube. Check it out. He does Thursday. He'll have a new Thursday of the Dead dropping tomorrow. So I'll probably post a link to it so you guys can check it out. Subscribe to his channel. Got a hell of a Romero collection. Fulci, huge zombie fan. Um, really,
Yeah.
really cool guy.
I've seen some
Looking
of his
forward to
one-off
talking to
videos.
him.
They're cool. Yeah. I don't know he had a big
Yeah,
collection, but he's done some fun little videos I've seen. So
yeah, huge. I mean, that's pretty much what his channel is. It's like every week he's opening up something new that he got, or he's showing off something that he's had for years, and he's just got it's
like he did one
insane. So
bootleg video. It was some kind of weird bootleg release of something that was really
yeah,
bizarre.
he's
And I'd
got
never heard
all
of it
kinds of
before. It's
shit.
just yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just really looking forward to talking to him because he's also done some screenings and stuff. He did a screening of Dawn of the Dead some years ago, so he's had communication and some kind of working relationship with Rubenstein,
Oh
and
damn. Actual theater?
yeah, I'm
Wow.
curious about how that went, and I'm just curious to talk to him because he's super interesting guy. So
Wow.
finally glad to get him on the channel. So we'll be doing that this Saturday, May the 3rd, Collecting the Dead. Tune in for that.
Also, I'm
Um,
remiss. Not once did I pick up my keytar during any of the 80 sequences in the movie. So,
just to point out what what
yeah,
was.
you gotta have a keytar.
Um, I appreciate that, Jeff. But yes, super chats are not on right now. Like I said, I'm going through some shit with YouTube, but maybe here in the future, maybe we can get all that worked out. But yeah, YouTube's not being
Oh,
too kind to me lately. So
they get mad with the graphic content. Is that
I mean, I don't know. They don't tell you anything. They just send you a thing, and it's just like, hey, this isn't your channel's not up to snuff. You're
community
using
guidelines bullshit? Is that
Yeah, and I'm just like, they don't tell you what it is, but they
yeah?
want you to jump through all these hoops. I'm just like, all right, fuck that. I don't have time for all this. Like, I'm
You
fine.
know what
Like,
kills me? I mean, there are so many horror channels, obviously, and some people really get away with some stuff. How I don't know how they
yeah,
do it because
I
like
don't
that guy.
either.
I don't know if you follow the horror geek, the bodybuilding guy who does a lot of movies, and
Mm-hmm.
he's an entertaining guy, but he's constantly complaining about getting demonetized and getting just BS from YouTube harassing him. And you can't talk about some of these movies that are showing a couple clips. He's not showing nudity. He's
Yeah.
not showing like decapitations and stuff, but a little bit of stabbing, a little bit of cutting, little basic stuff. He's having trouble showing anything. So I don't know why they
Yeah.
pick on certain people
I
over
don't know.
others. I don't know.
That's the thing with you. They don't tell you. They won't
Yeah,
tell you anything specific. They won't be like, "Oh, this video has this. This needs to be like." Sometimes they'll do that with like music or like copyrighted music or something like that.
yeah.
But
Well, the bots are terrible. I mean, I've actually gotten. I've told this before. I got a copyright claim from a fucking Kid Rock song for one of my filter demos. Just a filter sweep, a basic element of a synthesizer, and it came
wow.
up with ba with to ba, which has a filter in the beginning, but it ain't the same filter,
I've had
and it
that happen
doesn't.
before. If you actually like respond to that and be like, "Hey, this is incorrect," they usually go
I
in and
I
fix
left
it.
it as a
But
joke. I thought it was like funny, but there are people who've even
so it's just tagged Baba Ba Kid Rock at the bottom.
yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
where is this
And
at?
so it wasn't. I didn't have mine monetized anyway because I don't have 1,000 subs, but the it did get a copyright claim,
Mm-hmm.
not a strike. I've never had any strikes. But the thing that's really funny, I have friends who've also published a lot of their own music, and they've had copyright claims from themselves of their own music.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that too. Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's just the bots are
It's
ridiculous.
yeah. There's no rhyme or reason for a lot of it. I don't
It's
think.
it's
But
because Google/YouTube is lazy. They wrote an algorithm,
yeah.
they won't fix it. So
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
no.
Bonnie says, "Thank you. This was fun. Thank you, Bonnie. I appreciate you hanging out tonight, watching along with us. Hope you enjoyed it as much as we did." Jeff saying that's great. Jason's a great guy. Yeah, I'm looking forward to talking to him. Like I've had some communication with him before on Facebook, but I've never actually got a chance to actually just sit down and talk to him. So I'm really looking forward to that. So it should be a good one. But
By the way,
appreciate you guys.
I'm surprised Russo
What's
didn't
up?
pull this one out for his movie, right?
Well, I mean, the lighting was so bad you couldn't tell, so it may have been
Yeah.
underneath all the fatigues and shit, but you never know.
Right.
Um, but I'm about to piss my pants, so I'm out of here. Synth, thanks again, man. I appreciate you hanging out tonight.
Hey, thank you.
Um, I hope to see you soon in Pittsburgh, my man. And
I got a quick question for you after if you can hang for a minute.
yeah, sure.
So thanks. Yeah.
But thanks again, guys. Hope you guys
Thanks
have a great
everybody.
rest of the week. I'll see you guys this weekend with Jace Whitman of Music and Monsters for Collecting the Dead. But until then, stay prepared and always stay scared.